So here I am, I'm live, and hopefully it won't take you like the length of time that it took last time to get notifications. I'm going to have to move this around a bit because right now I'm noticing that this here is really, really bright, and it looks like I have a halo on my head. So I'm not that I'm not the anointed one, so that wouldn't work. I have my better half out of camera range. She is going to be here talking tonight. So we are going to be talking about like a lot of different things. I'm going to be talking about the Vinegar Syndrome sale. Something came, something went. It's here, it's gone. Hey there, rejects. Welcome, man. You just got finally people are getting notifications at the right time, and I didn't even get to like. I got you on Twitter, right, man? Hey there, Dustin. And it's cool. I'm actually starting to see the messages up on like there rather than here. I need the thank you, my darling. So, did you guys like what's the word I'm going to look for? Avail of the sale, I guess. If we're going to use like some like alliteration, not alliteration. Rhyming and all that jazz. Wow, I do not like the look of me right there. You're gonna hear me for a second in stereo. There we go. Hey CR, welcome. I'm doing pretty good on Instagram. So there we go. Instagram lets you know quicker than like YouTube does. So yo Cope, welcome, man. So last night I watched a movie. Well, this morning really, because I didn't sleep last night. I kind of had insomnia, and I was working on some stuff. I was writing some stuff for the channel, trying to figure out exactly like videos I'm making over the next few days. Alan's complaining about the light. Complaining already, Alan? You just got here. Are you want me to move the mess of boxes from over here? Is that it? And this one right here. You're on. Your arm's on camera. Oh no. You knocked over Emmanuel. There you go. Now the only thing on is that piece of cardboard right there. See? That is the elbow of my better half. YouTube notification came right away. Good, right on, Vince. No, and all seriousness, so Alan, thanks for letting me know, because I would not have known or noticed right away the glare, and I appreciate that. I truly do. So we're going to talk about the Vinegar Syndrome stuff. We're going to talk about the surprise announcement during the sale of something that's sold out. Do I plan on watching My Bloody Valentine tomorrow? We live My Bloody Valentine. Well, we live close to it.
We live pretty much.
Yeah, we live there. So what I want to do, and I was going to do it this year, I don't think I'm going to get a chance to do it, is I wanted to go like film some footage by a couple of locations, because Scream Factory didn't do it. Hey, the Cinematic Collector. But yeah, we live right next to Valentine's Bluff, so which is actually called Sydney Mines. Actually, when we were going to move here, she's there to keep me out of trouble. Are you there to keep me out of trouble?
I don't know. I might get in trouble myself.
She could get in trouble herself. All right. Yo, Chris. So before I go any further, I want to ask one thing. This is important. My better half's off camera. I'm going to get her to say hi.
Hello.
Can you hear her? Can you hear her okay? Because that's the reason I moved, was so I'd be a little bit closer to where she's at, so that you guys can hear her when she's talking. So I'll just wait around here. Hey there, Griff. And have somebody let me know that you heard her.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, thank you. Okay, yeah, they can hear you. Okay, so I put it up on the TV right there. So obviously I can see her messages here until I go on to one of the other screens, but she can see her messages from up there as well. So this morning I watched the first of the Mondos that I got. Obviously a favorite of his. But and I'm gonna give you like a quick type reviewy type thing on it, I guess. I watched Emmanuel in America, and I watched the features. So I can tell you right now, for anybody that has this or anybody that doesn't have this, features are amazing. It's also a film. So, this, yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I like Laura Gempster as Emmanuel. This was not my jam. There were questionable things within the film. I don't want to get into it, but whoa, Mr. Ed.
Well, I guess maybe I'll give my opinion and what started this conversation and why I agreed to be part of this video. The Emmanuel movies are a bit tricky for me because you have one side that thinks that they have a place in the feminist sexual revolution in France. It just happened around, like everybody knows, around the 68, 69. And so a lot of people talk about it as being not necessarily a milestone, but it was part of it, maybe stemmed out of it.
It's considered a milestone.
Well, that's the thing. It's not. It's there are people who may say that.
Because you know who she actually is, who actually the real person is.
No, and I'm not talking about the actors or.
No, not the actor. I'm talking about the real person,
yes.
that wrote the book.
Yes, but
well,
still, here's the deal. The movies. I'm not talking about the books. I'm talking about the actual movies, the series of movies. The way I see them, and again, which will lead to another conversation that stemmed from this conversation, started this way, where these movies have from the surface you can actually say that yes, they show a woman going from being a little bit not having a personality, not having power over her body and her desires and all of that. And throughout going through the movies or even the movie to become more empowered, and so that's pretty much what is at the surface.
Do you think guys are gonna get this?
But the problem is and we have to be cognizant that I'm applying a contemporary lens to these movies.
Yeah.
So I'm well aware that that's something that I'm applying this lens to it. Me as a woman, as a feminist today. So yes, I do recognize that you have to start somewhere, and the book certainly was a milestone, amongst others. By the way,
the story of O was probably the biggest.
There are way better books and pieces of literature that way more powerful and more revolutionary, that happened decades before the 60s. That really talked about the empowerment of women around their sexuality and desires. So that's that's there. So let's leave that be. But my issue with the series of movies is that you can't help but to see that the woman is still objectified. It's kind of like in disguise. They're dressing it as she's empowered, and look at her, and she goes from point A where she's submissive, and then she becomes more of a she's taking control and all of that. But it's not, like, it's still through a male lens.
But like this idea about the Emmanuel, and at least when you're looking at these series, like the original series with Sylvia Crystal, is you got to take into consideration that not just when it's done, because we'll get to that, but in all honesty, look at the aspect of basically the fact that that Emmanuel, for instance, is the writing is supposed to be. There's been like debates over the years whether it was actually written by the girl. Like, she obviously the girl that plays not the girl that plays her, but the girl that actually is Emmanuelle. She's the wife of a diplomat, like that's of a French diplomat. She was actually an actress too. I did a bunch of stuff. One of the things behind it is that people wondered if she actually did write the book, if actually her husband wasn't using like a pen name, because he used the Emmanuelle name like to correspond, like years later, even up to his death. So he never ever let on, like neither one of them let on exactly who Emmanuelle really was. What was it? Him? Was it her? Was it a collaboration? Both of them. Like it was obviously a lot. You could tell it was a lot of her experiences. They were the couple that brought like the swinging scene to Thailand, because that's where they were.
Yes, I'm well aware of all that. What I'm telling you, yes, I am. What I'm telling you,
hey there, Eddie.
Is still again. This is feminism seen through a male lens, and again, it has a place in history. I'm absolutely not denying that in any way or shape. All I'm saying, and please entertain that point of view.
Hey.
Hello. Entertain that point of view in a way that this is this is a product of its time, and the product of its time means that it still was framed around what could be done.
Yeah.
And still it had to go through a lens that was not fully a feminist lens. There was a little bit of mansplaining of what sexual freedom for women was.
Well,
that's what it is. It doesn't take away the fact that it's an entertaining movie.
Hey there, guys.
Hello. It doesn't take away the fact that it's it's still part. It's a big series of movies. Everybody knows what Emmanuelle is. I am from Morocco. I was well aware that those movies existed.
Did you see them?
I have seen a couple of them. I haven't seen the
Laurie Gemser ones.
What is referred to as Black Emmanuelle. I haven't seen those movies. They came later.
Well, they're different in the fact that they're more like that. When they say like more of like in control of herself, like she's a photojournalist. She's going around the world. She's doing stories.
Right, so she has a job. Wow.
No, she has a fights cannibals. She fights cannibals and everything.
Right. Yeah. So it's still
go for the second.
What?
Oh, Matthew asked like which one to go for. Like yes, which to choose. The What's the Matter with Helen, the Vagrant, Godsend, and the Outing, or Cellar Door, Catacombs, the Dungeon Master, and Contamination. I said go for the second.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but again, it's and all of this conversation, the reason why I agreed to be in this video is not necessarily to tell you how I feel about Emmanuelle, which is a very valid point of view, again from a woman applying this lens today into this series of movies. But I wanted to be here to talk generally. We have very, very different points of views on a lot of the movies that you have, and they
hey, William.
And it's okay that we have different opinions on movies. I have, you look at movies in a way. You look at the entertainment value. You love movies, and that's part of why I love you. And we share this passion for this medium. And I tend to be analyzing movies into two categories. It's either the sheer entertainment value of the schlocky parts.
The fun one.
And recognizing that there are issues. Those movies were done at a different time, and sometimes I do overlook.
We got Fu Manchu in our collection.
Yeah, and by the way, and that's the whole point, is that you have to recognize that there are problems. Some movies are problematic, and just say and not turn a blind eye. And we're good at having those debates,
Yeah, but it doesn't have to take your enjoyment away from them,
Well, sometimes it does, and that's the thing. And I want to get that was the point I wanted to get to, is that sometimes it's your personal choice to simply say, you know what, that's not for me, and not school other people in why a movie is not for me. Like I don't like rapey movies. I don't like exploitation.
You don't like
of
rapey
women.
movies?
No, I don't like rapey movies. I'm sorry. It's something that's pretty much my line and that I don't want to cross.
But Black Dynamite.
Yeah.
I watch the rapey movie.
Yeah, no. No, I don't like them. But at the same time, I can have conversations with you and say, well, this is a rapey movie. I don't like it. It's exploitation. It shows, it's too much on the nose. There's no reason for that type of violence to happen. It's not, you could very well drive your point without doing that.
Yeah, and that's why I don't bring those movies to her.
But at the same time, I'm not going to school you and stop you from seeing those movies or buying those movies and putting them in your collection.
Oh,
in
God,
our
no.
collection.
Like, for instance, like, you got me Taboo 4, a movie you're never going to watch. I know that.
Yeah,
but just
absolutely
because
not.
you knew that I was going to use it for a video.
Absolutely.
And I don't want to have it in my collection. It's okay to do, like, one of the things in this channel, and I'm going to say that right now, it's okay to disagree. That's fine. We just don't get heavy. We don't try to get heavy-handed with it. It's meant to be like a safe space to talk movies and stuff like that, where we can have kind of fun. Is there a female director she would want to see direct? That's actually a good question. Is there a female director that you would want to see direct an Emmanuel film? Because I know you've seen. Yeah. Can you think of like a female director that you would see? And I'm sure maybe there has there been a female director direct one. I know that we watched the.
Okay, I'll talk about an exploitation movie. Like really schlocky exploitation.
Are we going to get into Slumber Party Massacre?
Oh, yeah,
We are. I love Slumber Party Massacre.
Yeah.
Thank you for that question.
Yeah, Slumber Party Massacre is a bad movie. It is an exploitation movie. There's no, but that's the thing. The tone of that movie uses that violence against women with very, very obvious phallic imageries, and it's so on the nose. But
it takes a lot of love to do what I do.
The thing is that the person that directed that movie knew what she was doing, knew that she was using it. It was so on the nose that
that was written by a female too, Rita Mae Brown.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing it was so on the nose that you'd be like, yeah, they're aware. There's a self-awareness.
Yeah, there's like
to that. The Emmanuel movies are not.
I don't think so. I think they are.
I really didn't think that they were. They were not. They really, and I really don't like those movies. Again, I'm glad that you have them, but I don't like them because it is the pretentious.
You're calling Alex Cox pretentious?
Yeah, and it hides. And by the way, a more recent movie, that's kind of like got political and all of that stuff, that tried to preach a particular very hot topic, very recently, and everybody saw through that. Everybody was like, "Come on."
Are we gonna go with the movie that I hate? Are we gonna go with the movie that I hate?
I don't know if we're talking about the same one.
Which one?
Annabelle.
Oh no, I didn't think. Oh no, I was thinking about the Serbian film.
Oh God, no, that's just that's just an idiot, who got money to make movies. No, that's not even. Yeah, no, I'm talking about it's when you take a topic that is very important, and like in the case of Emmanuel, which is at the time was the topic. It was the topic of the late 60s and early 70s, especially in Europe. It was the liberation of women. Same thing in North America.
It was a couples film, almost like people want to go see Deep Throat, for instance.
Yeah, but see, here's the deal, Aaron. We jump too fast into saying that some of these movies are, supposed to be revolutionary. There is an exploitation aspect to it. There is
every film
an objective. They're objectifying women, but they're taking themselves seriously when they shouldn't. That was. No, you're not.
Michael.
It's not a feminist movie. No, it's not a movie that liberates women. It is not. They're using that as an excuse. They're dressing. It's really dressing exploitation into something that's preachy. by the wrong people. See, Slumber Party Massacre, I consider that to be a feminist movie. It's a slasher, bad, schlocky movie, but it knew what it was doing. It knew that they should not be preachy and dressing what it is, exploitation, into something that is more, more I don't know, social justicey or something like that. It's not. If you want to go for it, and don't pretend.
Oh.
Don't pretend that you are advocating for something that you shouldn't be.
Interesting point though made by Neuroleptic.
Yeah.
Carol Glover in like the book, I think you like this book called Men, Women, and Chainsaws about feminism in horror films.
Yeah.
Said that the idea of the female gender was switched to a more masculine gender when she goes to get her revenge. I don't know. I feel that's an iffy thing to say, because at that point you're kind of saying, what a weird conversation we're having tonight, but I like it. That, you know, oh, that girl is tough, so now she's manlike. That, you know, I don't know if I agree with that.
Well,
With Carol Glover, because that then you're denegating that you're saying, one, you can say yes, maybe the filmmaker is given to more male like characteristics, but two, you're also saying that, okay, we only see the female as this dainty type character, and she can't have those, but she can. I mean, look at definitely not a favorite movie of yours, but look at The Last House on the Left, which I do think is one of those that had the right thing in mind with it. Like here was a guy that had, you know, was a director and came across this girl who just been savagely attacked, took her to a hospital, was there with her when she, you know, when the police came and started questioning her, and she was questioned like horribly, like pointedly, like, you know, what were you wearing, all this type of stuff. And this girl was a wreck, and he was like, fuck this, like, apologize, but you know, I'm gonna make a movie just calling all that out, and it's brutal and it's hard to watch, but last time I checked, something like that should not be easy to watch.
Okay, well, I'll answer the first question, and then I'll comment on your comment here. I think the first question, I tend to agree, because if it is in a certain point in time, I think that was the idea, because it was not done. You know, it was not normal to have maybe, and I'm speculating here, but maybe it was not normal to see a female figure, you know, being the hero or the winner, or the you know, like the person that wins the day,
and
by acting violence against her, or, you know.
Well, in other genres, in horror, it's very normal.
Yes, but still, it had to start somewhere. So, and maybe that's why they were portrayed as being having some more masculine traits, because that was the reference point. If you wanted to have those characteristics, you took them from you know, from men, because there was no point of reference. You know, and I don't know, because I think I look in literature. Yeah, and you rarely saw that. Even in literature, you didn't really see feminine traits portrayed as, you know, as the you know, the person that protects and fights and wins at the end. So maybe that's why that whoever made that comment in those books.
She wrote the book.
Well, yeah, sure. And I'll be interested to read that, actually. Your second comment, I would say, remind me again what you were saying?
Oh, it was basically that he, like, that his, like, he was on, basically, it was, here's a guy that's like,
oh yes, you're talking
unaware,
about
and
Last House on
becomes
on
like,
the,
you
yes,
know,
yes. Okay, sorry,
uber
I
aware.
just wanted to
The other
get
one.
the movie. Okay, well, I half agree with you, and I've seen the, you know, we've seen videos, we've seen the interviews, we've seen comments from the director and all that, and I kind of, well, here's where I would agree with you. If you are going to make a movie, an exploitation movie. There's no doubt
Okay.
that it is an exploitation movie. But if you are going to make an exploitation movie where you are going to feature or make your whole theme around sexual assault and violence against women and rape, I agree that you have to make it as uncomfortable as possible so that no one actually gets off of watching that. You'll have to really have a problem somewhere if that's the case. Like, at least to say that the general population that would watch that would be uncomfortable. So that's fine. That's
Yeah.
great. But it's still the same issue I have with what is it called? Antebellum?
Annabella.
Yeah, yes. That's the same problem that I have. Why is it that we have to exploit a group that is marginalized, whether it is women and violence, sexual violence against them, whether it is, racialized people or black people, and the history of, like, why is it that do we have to make a movie that actually shows them as being exploited? And that's the big mistake, and
See,
the very difficult line that you have to cross.
But I think
I don't.
I say yes.
Why?
Like
No.
one, my thoughts, my opinion on that. Like my go back. You didn't think you were going to Cisco Never Night, did you? Storm Warning is Storm Warning is actually an excellent film. Actually, the one you're hearing that's speaking intelligently on the side, Jamie, is my better half there. Hint. So, for me, why does it have to be made? Because someone has to make it. Someone should make it. When it came to Last House on the Left, that was nobody was her voice when it happened, and that the director felt helpless. I guess, but not obviously not as helpless as her. But he was angry. So when he made the film, which was initially supposed to be called Day of the Woman, by the way, it was the actual title of the film.
Yes.
It was literally, it's being the voice of the voiceless, and the same with like Alex Haley, The Roots, and we're talking about in a way, anything can be taken as an exploit. I think anything really, exploitation is all films are exploitation. Anything that you put up on a screen, you're exploiting something. Whether you're Ingrid Bergman or Ingmar Bergman or you're Alfred Hitchcock, it's an exploitation film. You're just exploiting in different ways. Now, when we think of exploitation films, we think of a lot of times of like the slasher films and the the softcore erotic films, or the Porky's, or the Yellow Popsicle, or Last American Virgin, which exactly Last House. But what we really got to think about is that at a different level, everything. So you're exploiting something. Star Wars is exploiting samurai films because it literally is. But why does it have to be made? Why does anything like have art? It's because it's art, and art has to be made. Like, unless you're a Serbian film, then it's crap. But there's the thing, and that's the thing that I guess that's the juxtaposition, and I guess the thing that we really want to get to is that's your opinion. And I have a very differing opinion on some of those things. And like I just said, I don't like a Serbian film. I think it is exploitation in the way that exploitation is not good. But somebody else, a Serbian film, might be their favorite film. And what we want to do here in this space is we want to make it so that it's okay. And like, not as an I don't care, but as in it whether you agree with Hint's explanation on it, like, or you agree with somebody's a little bit more laid back with that stuff than me or somebody else, it's fine. And
can I add something to this too? Is that the way it works, or it the only way what you're saying can work is when we recognize each other's way. You recognize that, we're talking about Emmanuel, and we're talking about,
Last House on the Left and whatever.
Slumber, you
Massacre.
understand that your perspective as a man will never be the same as mine. And you understand that, my experience as a woman sees this, and again, I'm a woman. Out of it's my
not like
experience.
exactly like not all women, I'm not all men.
But I do share the experience of many women. So we do.
You're omni woman.
Omni women. No, but it's something. It's something that what I don't like in debates about movies, especially because movies are made to touch us emotionally somewhere. That's the whole point of that medium, or any art for that matter. Some of it touches us, some of it touches us, in a good way, in a bad way. Some of it is completely neutral. We just don't care about.
You're holding a doll. Where did this movie touch you?
Okay, I'm gonna leave now.
I'm sorry.
So, all of that happens, and what I appreciate, and frankly, I demand that. To be recognized as someone who has a very different point of view, and maybe a more, in-depth point of view, simply because I identify with that group. But at the same time, I shouldn't school you in the entertainment value that you're getting from it, as long as you are respectful. They're shit. Logan? Sorry, I didn't see what that
Christmas
was.
Hallmark movies. They're the devil's films.
Yeah, talk about exploitation. Man, oh man. Yeah, no, I don't
you
like
realize that
Christmas.
you do realize that I get my check partially from Hallmark.
Yeah, no, they're really bad movies. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's yeah. Well, those movies are horrible exploitation because but that's you talk about exploitation as a genre. Yeah,
So soap actors go to
Hallmark movies are
die, I guess.
absolutely that because they do you consider both opinions, viewpoints valid?
Oh, that's exactly what we're saying.
Absolutely, that's the whole point.
That's the whole
they're
point of
both
it,
valid.
Dave. Is that like everybody's like we're saying all opinions are valid. It's just we don't kind of try to school each other on. We respect each other's opinions and everybody's opinions that we.
Yeah.
Unless of course you come in here and you be all really creepy.
Because ultimately,
then you're gone, man.
Folks. Because ultimately, there's one thing that happens. I control what I watch.
Yeah.
And I can always say, Aaron, I don't want to watch this movie.
We have 2 TVs in this house for a reason.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is that nobody is forced to look at something that they don't want to. We have the choice. I know there are certain genres that I don't want to get close to. I don't care. Because I really, really don't care.
Except when you first dated me.
Yeah, well, I learned my lesson.
I love you for that,
Well, I don't know.
Ultimate exploitation movies are the Christmas Hallmark.
They are today's.
You know what the ultimate exploitation is? And I won't get into too much. Pure flicks.
It is exploitation. Yeah, it's.
Have you watched Queens of Eden? I haven't watched it yet. My better half, she probably will.
I'm afraid to ask because it's Michael Keane who put that in there.
He made it. It's his film.
Oh, okay. Let's do that. You got me worried there, Michael. For a second, I was like, should I worry? Because we watch your videos.
No, we're not. Well, we don't talk religion stuff like that here on the channel. But like, no, it's not our thing. Well, I'll say one thing. I don't like Kevin Sorbo's Twitter. That's but he was very nice to me when I met him.
That being said, we do watch other people's videos who,
Anybody speaks French. You can find a homeless person that speaks French better than me. She speaks English better than me, and that's my language. He's so happy.
Yeah,
he's in your Sheen box.
Yeah.
Has she seen? Yes, she has seen Things.
I actually loved Things.
Things was hilariously fun.
Because it was hilarious. That's my type of movie.
It knew exactly what it was. That's like Nail Gun Massacre, right? Like
yes, Nail Gun Massacre too. Again, it's an exploitation. Women are objectified because again, it's part of the time and all that. But it was not the emphasis. The emphasis of that movie was not the exploitation of movies. It was a Nail Gun Massacre.
Yeah, well, they have that rape sequence at the beginning, like lasts for 2 seconds, something.
Again, that's fine. Not that that's fine. It's not fine. Rape is not fine, people.
No, it's okay, Kubrick, man.
What?
All questions are good.
Oh, please go ahead. I'm absolutely okay with your questions. So please, this is not going to happen very often. So this is your chance.
Dave's wife is still watching those Hallmark movies.
Oh, sorry.
It's February. Well, we did watch a couple of mystery ones. Was that Hallmark? What was it? Murder She Bakes or something like that?
Yes, it was Hallmark. Yeah.
But it was kind of like Murder She Wrote. It's just like, sort of. But not as good as Murder She Wrote. Like, don't get me wrong.
The truth behind that, okay, like maybe I put my foot in my mouth, but I just get bored. I don't get a lot of entertainment out of those
She
movies.
likes the quote-unquote, what you would call the guy movies. Like, like literally.
Yes.
Like,
I like explosions.
yeah.
I like sci-fi. I like, bad fantasy. Yeah.
There you go, too.
And more explosions.
Yeah, he said he doesn't have a problem with the exploitation on the screen. He said it's the Cretans who exploit the actors behind the screens, like the Weinsteins and that. Yes. Yeah, I get you. We agree on that 100%, man.
Yes.
It's a cult. That it is. But not one of those creepy I will never get you guys to brand or anything like that. There's no secret like cults where you brand stuff. So there's none of that.
I actually
I really
was
enjoy
looking at a thread somewhere on Facebook where somebody, the big mistake reading comments on a thread on Facebook, but somebody went on a rant because they called something as a cult, like it was like I think it was a movie or something. It was like a cult movie, and they went on and on about how
they'd hate
how
me.
dare you call it a cult? It's and then they couldn't get that it's.
They didn't necessarily cult movie, is it?
No, they didn't get it and they said, well, I understand because but people should use other words that are not triggering, and I was like, oh my god, okay.
Did we buy anything in the Valentine? I don't know, actually. My better half is buying me stuff for my birthday, and I'm not to look at any stuff, so I have no idea.
He got his Emmanuel for Valentine's Day.
No, I did not get Emmanuel.
I don't care. That's
that was
what
Christmas.
It is.
That was a Christmas gift.
Yes, I do like superhero
She's really,
movies.
She does. She loves superheroes.
Yes.
John, we have almost all of them on like 4K. That's how much she likes.
Even the bad ones.
Yeah.
No, actually, no. I have a very different opinion than Aaron.
Especially on Batman.
Well, on Batman and on Wonder Woman 84.
I liked Wonder Woman 84.
Yeah,
you didn't.
I'm very.
You liked it when you saw it.
Yeah, well, no, I thought it was okay. I didn't think that it was extraordinary because it was.
No,
nuts.
I didn't say it was extraordinary. I just think it was. I really like Pedro Pascal, and hey, his Wonder Woman TV show got canceled, so good for him that he got back into Wonder Woman because he was in the Padalecki series.
Yeah.
Working on cinema tattoos, working on mugs. Yeah, haven't been moving 2021 yet. That is some great discipline, Logan. Got to give you credit there. The pin flavored Kool-Aid. What flavor would pin Kool-Aid be?
Bond movies. That's a great question.
Oh, yeah.
Explosions and sexism. Absolutely. This is why Roger Moore is my
favorite
my Bond, because he is the least sexist of all of them. People usually associate. Most people's Bonds are
I would say Dalton would be the least sexist because he was.
Dalton is actually. It's true that
he's the most Bond.
He's the most Bond, and he just hates everyone. He's an equal opportunity killer.
Yeah, it's like when they talk about like Franco and Fulci.
Pierce Brosnan too was pretty. But again, it's the time. You see that the time is. Yeah.
But Sean Connery is
Sean Connery. God rest his soul. Quote, and close quote. But he was an asshole in real life.
Yeah, but he'd say that. Like he was like I like Sean Connery, like his films.
I don't. I
his
don't
Bond
like
films
the
are
man.
good. His films are good.
I can very well acknowledge that someone made movies and had their print on cinema, but still be realistic and saying the human being is not a good person. And
you mean like John Wayne?
Fine. Like John Wayne too.
We're gonna get in trouble. We're gonna get mad at us here. You know that? Roger Moore.
Oh, awesome, Kubrick. Roger Moore is your favorite Bond. Yeah, well, I think for me too.
In Wonder Woman 84, obsessed with
Roger Moore was my first James Bond, and then I saw Sean Connery maybe later. Yeah, for a lot of people, usually it is Sean Connery, so I get it.
Like for me, well, I saw the first. Yeah, I saw Connery first.
Yeah, it's
But
like
like
a
we have to
collector.
understand when it came to theater, it Roger Moore. Like I grew up watching the Bond, like more Bond films in theater. But I'd gotten the books when I was young, and like one, if you read the early, if you read the early Ian Fleming books, I'm gonna say this out right now, not the best writing. Uh, it gets better, like the when Def write. Honestly, it gets better when other writers took over. But
But they're not supposed to be literature. They're supposed to be a book that you pick up at the train station back when there were
yeah,
train
like the
stations.
Executioners and stuff like the books
Yeah,
and all
it's
that
just
type of
things
stuff.
that you read, like Jalos. Jalos are not literature. You
But
just
no, when I went
read
in,
them
like
two,
Bond
3
was like
hours,
it
and
was
that's
like,
that.
oh my, this is like
No, it's not. It's the same
classic
thing.
literature.
That is not. It's not like to say that
like
Jalos, to me, Ian Fleming and Jalos are the same level. They're just different topics.
first one that was given to me, well, I think it was Goldfinger, which was a cool. I was like, pussy galore. I'm all about this one.
I agree for Lazenby.
Lazenby was way better than people like give him credit for.
Franco was a good guy. Somebody could view him as sleazy, but that's the thing. The person was not, and this is a guy that just loved making movies and movies that sold. But he treated his people right. He treated the women right. So I don't.
And he was in like a relationship for like we're talking about long term
Yeah, but
relationships.
still,
Stuff like
like even the lens, the exploitation lens was not. It didn't rub me the wrong way.
No, yeah, if you look
I
at-
can watch a Franco movie, and my comment on it at the end would be, "Oh my God, well that was a movie,"
Yeah.
because it doesn't make any sense. But it's not the exploitation of women that would come out at me first.
Some of the strongest characters that I've seen, like
I
whether you like them or
absolutely
not.
agree with you. Like some people shit on Franco, but no, I'm all yeah. He never bothered me. His movies are just weird and bad most of the
Well,
time.
I think Franco's a good. I think like people say, you got to see like a bunch of Franco. You can't just watch one or two Franco films. You're lost. You get like watching like 5 or 10 Franco films. As you slowly start to watch more, you start to see themes come up over and over again, and then you start. It's like a cult. You get into the Franco cult. Gets Timothy. Well, Timothy Dalton. He's a pretty hot dude, man. Even today, Timothy Dalton's kept his.
I like Timothy Dalton
Yeah.
too. Yeah,
And he still looks good. Like he's still.
yeah.
I like looking
I
like Timothy Dalton.
saw his Bond
Did you see him?
way later.
Oh no, you're too young. Aren't you?
No, but it's not even about young. It's whatever I got where I lived. so they were,
We had a big theater there. You had a frigging like megaplex in Morocco.
Not when I was growing up, Aaron. We had tiny movie theaters that my parents would not let me go to because they were.
But was that in Marrakesh? That wasn't in Casablanca. Like Casablanca had the bigger stuff.
Yeah, they had one movie theater, and I think the last movie maybe I watched like 2 movies in Morocco. Most of the movies I watched were on vacation when we went to New York or something like that. But the movie that I saw in a theater in Casablanca was such a bad. Well, I was so bored in that movie.
What was it?
Last of them.
Last of the Mohicans. That's a classic, though.
It was so boring.
I was too,
It was boring. Again, not
oh my God.
type of movies. It's too preachy for me. Like that movie.
We've literally never
any
talked about that film.
Any Kevin Costner movie.
No, come on. Just get some good
God,
Kevin.
I can't. Too much. Like, yeah, no. If I want intellect, I'll read a book. Thank you.
We're all over the map tonight. We're always all over the map. This is what we do, Dave. This is. Brosnan was sexy. Brosnan was amazing as Bond, and you know what? Brosnan it's such an underrated Bond, like because of like that.
He came too late. That's
No,
the problem.
I don't know if he did. I think he aged
came
into
too
it.
Late. No, he came too late.
I don't think he did.
No, not for his age. He came too late with good people making Bond movies.
I think.
It,
When's the last time you watched these Bond films? Because
I don't see any rewatch value in them.
But that's the thing.
I see rewatch value in even Connery, in obviously in what's his face now, in Roger Moore.
Daniel Craig. Except for Quantum Solace.
Yeah,
Don't need to watch
no,
that
but
one.
even and they're too close to me for me to rewatch. You know how I don't like to rewatch too many movies. But Timothy Dalton, I'll rewatch now, no problem. But Pierce Brosnan, I never really got into the stories.
I think no. I think I think you should rewatch them because I felt that way. And recently, when we had a lull at work, like I watched some, like they're on YouTube, right? So I watched a few of the Brosnan films. I got the set downstairs, but I can't. Again, and you know what? They do like, especially now. Some of them work better now than they did back then.
Someone is asking if I saw American Mary.
I don't.
I know.
It's the Soska Sisters. I don't think you did. It's a later one.
Well, no. I think that what Soska Sisters did I see?
You saw See No Evil with Kane.
Yeah. Well.
That was cheesy slop.
It was just cheesy. Nothing
But no.
What is that werewolf movie that I absolutely adore?
Which one?
Super feminist. I absolutely
Ginger. Same actress. Ginger Snaps.
Ginger Snaps. That is a great feminist horror movie. I love that movie.
Catherine Isabel. She's the same girl as American Mary. Actually.
Yeah, that's why I made the connection between the two. So I thought it was the same directors, but no.
No, hell no. So Soska Sisters, definitely not. Do you ever consider Never Say Never? Of course, it's a remake of Thunderbolt. When people don't consider it, there was a recent episode of what's it called? Like the Russell Talk guys do, like this movie quiz show. Cinemania.
Yeah, Cinemania. Something
and
like that.
When the girl said "Never Say Never Again" and he didn't include it, he said, "No, I'm going to have to take you out. Never Say Never Again is not part of the Bond mythos." I flipped. I literally flipped. I'm like,
all movies that have Bond are Bond movies. Period.
Yeah.
Like I don't care if it's the same company or
Oh God, I gotta disagree with you, Cinematech. Here's where you go. See, people can disagree. I did not like See No Evil 2, and I should have, because at all the great like actors from horror, I just didn't think that it went together as a cohesive thing. But that's me personally.
I do like The Craft.
That was a really good movie.
It's just, again, it's a product of its time. I can't get away from the 90s vibe that movie has. It's I'm over.
We're the weirdos.
Yeah, but I'm over that. It's so I can't.
I'm not.
It's difficult. No, it is. Like for me, it's too difficult for me to go back to that vibe. It's just like I'm not. I was never that person. Even in the 90s. But I think it's there's nothing wrong with that movie. So I did enjoy it. I watched it several times. At the time when it was around. But it's not a movie that I would revisit, I don't think.
For Your Eyes Only, one of my favorites, actually. Mission Impossible and Fast and Furious are your movie crack. I enjoy those films.
I love those movies. They're stupid, mindless, and fun.
But today
I love Remington Steele.
Oh, no. See, the first part of your sentence I totally agree with. Remington Steele was great, and we'll end your sentence right there. Because Remington Steele was great. Now, what a lot of people don't know, and I think you do actually, is that when I was young, not only was I a huge movie fanatic even back then, and a bit of a walking encyclopedia for that stuff, but I got like compared to that. I even had hair. I even had that at the time. You had to imagine. Now, I even had that cuff like hair, a Remington Steele hair. But yeah, Remington Steele was definitely my crack. It was basically the show that let me feel that I wasn't so weird. That this movie stuff that was going on in my head. To see a show like Remington Steele at the time that it came on, and you have to understand this. There was no geek culture when I was growing up. Like it was. You learned how to go around. Hey, they're trash, and you learned to survive. Geek culture came much later. I would have been so much cooler nowadays. But yeah, Remington Steele was a show that made me feel made me feel okay. Yeah, it's.
I just like those old mystery shows. Whether it is whether it's Remington Steele or
Murder, She Wrote.
Or even, even...
Matlock.
I love Matlock, yes. I like Matlock. But yeah, all of those TV shows were pretty cool. I love The Saint. Yeah, all of those...
Did you like Return of the Saint? Dun 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 dun.
Yeah, well,
da da da.
it was not about
da da da.
horror, so no.
Da da da. It was Ian Ogilvy.
Yeah, not a...
I love Ian Ogilvy.
Yeah, American Mary is a strong feminist horror.
If it's a body horror one too, I don't think that you'd be.
Yeah,
a little too much for you.
Here's the other thing too. Yeah, I'm not necessarily into many genres of horror.
She likes the older horror films.
I like old horror, and I like bad horror.
Yeah.
Like really, really bad, where it's
like Things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Slumber, Massacre.
Right.
You watch some of the Giallo stuff.
Well, yeah, but
I usually watch it first, just to do it. But yeah, well, you do watch some of those of them. I remember with the first Forgotten Jolly set, I showed you the one that was like the driest of the ones, actually, the tamest.
My problem with movies, and we've already talked about that. That's why you watch movies before me. I don't like. I'm not capable of dropping a movie once the movie is over.
No, it sticks with her.
It sticks with me, and it sticks with me for weeks.
You get stressed out.
Yeah, so I get stressed out, and I don't get that release at the end where people get scared. That roller coaster feeling where, oh my god, I'm scared now, and then it's okay.
How long did Mother affect you?
Huh? For a very long time, and it was not even. It was a stressful movie, but it's not like movie. Very horror-y. No, yeah, but again, it's one of those movies where oh, look at me, I'm smart, I'm a smart director.
I don't think it was like that. I think people say.
Yeah, no. I would watch The Fast and the Furious more than I would watch.
What's one film your significant other likes that I don't like?
Lord of the Rings. Which, if we ever get divorced, will be the reason why we get divorced. Because
does your wife like Rob Zombie? Nobody likes Rob Zombie. Oh, yes, there are people like Rob Zombie's Halloween. Do you like Rob Zombie's Halloween?
No.
No, God, it's bad.
Objectively, they're not Halloween. Objectively, and I'm not even fanatic about Halloween or.
Yeah, she's definitely not invested.
I really don't care less. I mean, they're slasher movies. They're well-known slasher movies, but. I don't have any stakes in the Halloween franchise, but those objectively to me are not good movies.
Yeah, when you take the boogeyman aspect of a film series, basically based upon the boogeyman aspect, it kind of kills them. Craig agrees with you on Mother.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. It's a movie, but, I really don't care about how smart or... Again, that's the idea. Don't patronize me. I'm not there. I'm not coming in to watch a movie to be... thinking of
how intelligent! Look how intelligent I am watching this film. Yeah, that's why I always watch my movie with my with a tea with my pinky finger right on a monocle. No. I'm not down to shower. I really haven't given them enough of a chance. I'm going to be honest with you.
Rob Zombie.
I think.
What is that movie that we watched that I did not mind? That most people don't like.
Lords of Salem's amazing.
Yeah, Lords of... no, it's not amazing.
It's really good.
No. Well, again, my opinion, I don't find it to be a groundbreaking movie in any way or shape. It's a movie.
It's a throwback to the 70s, like, style.
Yeah, I get it.
Everything's throwback to 70s Rob Zombie.
Yes. So, but... And at least he didn't have that... they cursed, but... No. I didn't mind that movie. Simon I think it was well done, but it was not extraordinary by any means. But at least it was better than everything else that I've seen him do.
I'm glad you're liking Star Wars Battlefront's amazing.
What is that?
Matthew's playing Star Wars Battlefront with his son, which is kind of cool on PS4. Yeah, it's for me like it's best crafted film. Like if I'm gonna go on on a film making standpoint, it's still Devil's Rejects.
I think everything is better than Leprechaun Origins.
That is horrible, and that's not even good in like in one of those so bad it's good ways. It's just like a really bad film. I changed my. I am an amazing ventriloquist. Nobody knew that, but now you do. So maybe this is like Psycho. I actually don't have a better half. Like there's just like this like doll or something in a chair behind the screen. Have a great evening there, Cinematic Collector. Hopefully your workday goes quick. Do I like Halloween 2 better than Leprechaun Origins? I prefer to watch neither. I'll watch Leprechaun Origins before I watch Halloween 2 because Halloween 2 is just painful for me. It's just a painful experience.
Leprechaun Origins is not pretentious.
It's just
Halloween
stupid.
2
It is no. I do think Leprechaun Origins is pretentious.
Huh?
I think Leprechaun Origins is very yes.
Really?
Yes, because it's like no, your silly Leprechaun movies with with the Leprechaun in the hat. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to do a Texas Chainsaw Massacre-ish Leprechaun film, but our Leprechaun is going to be like a more evolved Leprechaun. He's going to be just a white-looking creature with
but
like.
it's not pretentious.
It is pretentious. It is.
No,
It's like
pretentious is a white horse and stupid.
But
dream
it's a white leprechaun. It's like a really white leprechaun. Like Halloween 3. Yes, I like Halloween 3. Tom Atkins. You did like Halloween 3. It's a sci-fi one.
Where's the lucha mask?
It's over there, actually. I got a lucha mask.
Here. I'm not going to bring the mask. I'm just...
I thought you got a lucha mask.
No, just move.
Right, well, move this for 2 seconds. She exists. She just isn't feeling the greatest tonight, so she didn't want to be on camera.
Hi, bye.
Strong cult followings. Yeah, I know all about cult followings.
What is it?
He loves buying the he remember buying the Leprechaun box set and hating the fact that he now has his own Leprechaun Origins. I'm a completist. I would have had to buy it separately anyway. The internet's broken. You're actually on screen.
Yes, for 2 seconds. I'm going to leave now.
See, that's what happens. You come in live, you never know what you're going to get. Life is like a box of chocolates. I freaking hate. Here's a film that everybody likes that I hate. I hate Forrest Gump. I really do. I don't like the film. I'm not a Forrest Gump person. And I'm a huge Gary Sinise fan too.
This is the argument of.
Oh.
Okay. This is the argument. There are people who like these types of movies. It's just not our cup of tea.
No, that's why life is like a box of chocolates.
Yes. Well, again.
Or Titanic. I don't like Titanic either. I'm not a fan.
I'll admit, I watched Titanic at the time.
I was so bored. Did you see it in theater?
Yes.
I did too. I went out.
Did I see it?
Over 3 hours long.
Yes, I saw it in theaters in New York. Yes. Yes, and I remember walking out of there bawling all the way, walking from
Were you really?
theater.
I was like totally opposite. I was like, sink the damn ship.
No,
Sink the damn ship.
Yeah.
And here's the reason. I would tell you right now, like Titanic obviously was a fantastically made film and it connected with a lot of people. But at the point when I'm watching the film and I'm like, Billy Zane's got a point. I knew that this was not the movie for me.
Listen, today...
I love Billy Zane, though.
Today, obviously, with these eyes of someone in her, her age and having lived life and all of that, it's a stupid movie. There's no doubt about that. But at the age where I watched it, I was the exact demographic for it. That's the movie was made for exactly that group of people. And that's why it was so successful. So
I'm not sure. Like I know my sister was the right age for this. I'm not quite sure if because I don't think we ever asked you about it.
We're the same age, pretty much. So we were exactly.
So Francis Ford Coppola's or Bram Stoker's Dracula, big fan.
Say what again? I was reading.
Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula.
I love that movie.
Everybody your age loves that movie.
I love that movie. I have no issues with that movie. And screw you if you don't like that movie.
I thought, what happened to that opinion? But I'm having your own opinion, man.
I get it. Well, anyway, like to me, it was I didn't have any issues with that movie at all. Somebody was asking, what celebrities do I would like to meet?
We've met a lot of that we
met
wanted
a
to.
few that we wanted to meet, but I have some.
Who would you like to meet?
I would. Well, they're passed on, unfortunately. I would.
That are still around.
No, see, I don't really care that
You do.
much.
I can't give you one.
Who?
Tim Curry.
I would love to meet Tim Curry. Yes, I would love to.
But I can finish your sentence in that you were going to say George Romero.
George Romero, Christopher Lee would definitely be at the top of
there's
people that passed on.
Donald Pleasance is the one that's passed on that I would have loved to have met because he was just such a good character.
People that are still alive. I don't really care less about the, any contemporary people. I'd like to meet some Doctor Who's and
Tom Baker.
I'd love to meet Tom Baker or Colin Baker. I would like to meet any doctor.
I'm the Doctor, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to think. Do I really care about anyone?
Keanu Reeves. Actually, I would like to meet Keanu
Yeah, I'd
Reeves.
love to meet Keanu Reeves. Absolutely.
Like a lot of people would talk to him about like, man, Bill and Ted and stuff like that. I'll be talking to him about, not
Right.
What?
How dare you?
What did he say?
Lord of the Rings is a snooze? Oh my God.
Men like
you
Leonardo.
have offended me.
Stefano told his wife that men like Leonardo DiCaprio don't exist. I'm right here.
No.
Well, no, you know why they don't exist?
Because they're not stupid.
No, they're not stupid. Because you know what happens in that? She's a vicious psychopath that when there's room enough on that damn thing, she's like...
She's a survivor.
She's a survivor.
She's a survivor. She knows better. If the two of them got on there, and there may be a risk that both of them will die.
Well, I got to spend time with Lena Romay and Jess Franco. That is amazing. I would love to have met them.
That's amazing. Who is the bigger Romero fan? I think Aaron is. I just want to hug him. He's one of those people. Well, again.
But
rest in peace. I would have loved to sit down with him and not even talk about zombies or horror. I would have just loved to talk to him and pick his brain because he seems to be
just a smart man.
Yeah.
Well, let's say we went to the trauma booth like a million times when we were at a convention, and you started talking to Lloyd Kaufman, but not about movies.
Yeah.
You talked to Lloyd Kaufman about like his I think his daughter was over in another country and like.
I think she went to Morocco. He was telling us that she.
I think I like Bram Stoker's Dracula a lot more now than I initially did. You. Oh, what? She's also Moroccan? Oh, Lena Romay is also Moroccan?
Really?
Was that what we're talking about? Or I'm not quite sure, Stefanos, on the Moroccan part, because I missed the message before. So if you can expand that. John Waters is your favorite celebrity you met. I would love to meet John Waters. There's a modern day.
Yeah, that's a cool.
Paul Bartel. And Mary Warnoff. Oh my God, meet them together. Oh,
that would be cool.
Yes.
That would be cool. Because these people are just, they're interesting as is. Forget about what they do for a living. It just seems...
Who do you think's the best person you've ever met? Would you say, celebrity-wise?
I think I would say... all of the horror icons that we met
they were so nice.
Not only that, they talked to people, genuinely talked. Like we met other people that would literally just, and more famous folks that I'm very happy to have been, standing next to for 3 seconds.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, but they were not there to talk to people, and even those horror icons, they did not need to spend the time that they spent with their fans.
England especially, man.
And I think all of them, gave time for us at least to just chat over things and acknowledge their fans. I absolutely loved my experience, except with the person that wanted to strangle me.
What? Which was he didn't want to strangle. Kane
know,
Hodder
I'm
doesn't
just
know his own
kidding.
strength.
I'm just kidding.
But here's one. Here's one that I got to mention because you're here and you met him too. He always gets like hate, and I'm gonna end the hate for him right here. One of the nicest people that I've met at a convention, and that talked to me probably for the longest, one of the longest times conversations I had, and literally was super respectful. Tom Savini.
Tom Savini was excellent.
He was, and all things considered, probably like right alongside like some of the other ones, modest as hell, considering where he's at. He was super nice.
Gunnar was also very nice.
Gunnar was amazing. He was a teddy bear.
Yeah.
And I was so scared of like Leatherface growing up, like his version of Leatherface, not the other ones. But you know, would not be nice to meet the guy that played Leatherface in the new films,
Yeah, well,
Jabryansky.
no interest there. The one I was not a fan of.
Oh, we see one way from his tail. Are you talking about with Firefly?
People. Yes.
Firefly?
What's his face? Yeah, that
Baldwin.
was a rude.
What a rude guy.
Person. What's his name again?
Adam Baldwin, I think. Is
Yeah,
it
Adam
Baldwin?
Baldwin, yes.
Yeah, we were like literally in his line, and we actually got out of his line because he was just so obnoxious.
Yeah, we saw how he treated other people in front of us, and I looked at Aaron, and I was like, not worth it.
We actually went over. We hadn't initially intended to go to Kevin Sorbo. We were in Adam Baldwin's line, and then we went over to Kevin Sorbo's afterwards. And I will give credit. Like I know Sorbo gets out.
What a disappointment! It's like the guy was the nicest, and then afterwards you see what he stands for. And
I know,
we're
it's
not
a
getting
shame.
into politics,
But yeah, let's stay to that part.
What a shame! What a shame!
Yeah.
That was because he. Oh God.
Because yeah, one of the nicest people that we met. Like
That was-
forget the other part of it. Like because we're like, yeah, there's issues there. But when at the time we met him, yeah, he was.
Doug Bradley was excellent too.
Doug Bradley's really cool.
Yeah.
And he knew my name every freaking time I went by that convention afterwards.
Yeah.
When he came up
Yeah.
and said, "Hey, Aaron," and I'm like,
Yeah.
how do you know who I am
Yeah.
still?
That's true.
Just want to sip Dave Lynch. Yeah, Lynch. I think a couple mentioned Lynch. It was in Montreal. Hey, Stephanos, are you from Montreal? Were you at the Comic Cons that we were at? Just kind of curious. Well, yeah, we used to go to the Montreal Comic Con and the Montreal Horror Fest. You know when they did them together. George Burns would have been amazing. Apparently, Drew Carey's super rude. I could see that actually.
But that's the thing that bothered me. It always,
But then again, you can't go on like secondhand like information like when it comes to like that. You remember the Pinhead guy, right on.
Oh, okay,
Oh
Stefano.
well, then Stephanos, you probably, even though we didn't know it or you did, you probably passed by me sometimes. Especially if you ever went by the trauma table. The year the trauma was like first came there, I spent almost my entire time over at the trauma table. You mean David Lynch because he's already in your head. After watching Blue Velvet, yes, he was. That's my favorite Lynch film. by the way.
David Lynch would be someone that I would need alcohol and particularly hard liquor to be like, okay, let's drink a bottle of whiskey together and talk and see where that goes.
Oh, that'd be a good conversation. Whiskey with Lynch, that'd be nice. If you're here and you've been enjoying this so far, we got to say this. Hit the like button, please. Like, share, subscribe. We have a donation thing down below. Anybody that wants to donate, ever. Ain't too proud to beg, as the song will say. What generation of horror movies would you like to sit for a coffee with actors or directors? God, that's it's a really good question. I'm an 80s kid. I literally am. So it really, like a lot of people are going to say the 70s, and they're going to talk about like William Friedkin and The Exorcist and all that type of stuff. But the 80s for me, and I guess I'd be talking to guys like Carpenter. I'd want to talk to definitely John Carpenter's one of the guys I would love to meet actually. Not just for movies, but for his music and that as well. But some of the lesser known people. that I really like to meet. I would love to meet Al Amson before he passed. I would love to meet him because he seemed like such an interesting character. Good question. Like you kind of stumped a bit. Lynch will probably hypnotize you with his magical hand movement. Thank you. Did you know? Here, something that you probably didn't know. When I was really young, I wanted to be.
Ryan redeemed himself.
I wanted to be a
Thank you.
magician.
Yeah.
So I would spend hours. I don't mean like minutes, hours in front of the mirror. Misdirection is your friend. Oh yeah.
There?
Oh, came on. Oh, look out. Okay, perfect. Kubrick got it. Penis on his Paxic Avenger. Well, he said like I said before, he called me a gay lover to dad. I love that. I love Lloyd Kaufman is hilarious. I love Lloyd Kaufman. That's the idea. You get a donation, but you get like an Amber Alert type thing at the same time. No, I don't mean what. Yeah, it's horrible. What nuclear fallout alert? Is that better?
Sure.
Okay, we'll go with that. She bought me Taboo 4. I don't think she's going to be too hard when it comes to talking about vinegar syndrome.
No, that's fine. Again, I don't mind companies curating,
Especially
something
vinegar
that
syndrome.
nobody's going to look into, so why not?
And they've taken the point, and in my opinion, anyway, is that to take movies at a time period that I think is important to have saved them from. I just wish they put more features on those films, more commentary. I would love to see a documentary basically just on that period of filmmaking, like that kind of renegade. We could be arrested for making this, but we're making this type of thing. You saw Chuck Norris. Would you like to meet Chuck Norris? Hey there, Jason.
No, I don't really want to meet Chuck Norris. And I don't think he would like to meet me. Let's put it this way. What's my favorite comedy?
That's a good question, actually.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. I think the one that would stick out the most for me would be Spaceballs. It's comedy as a genre.
See, I totally got it wrong then, because I thought for sure you were going to go with with Monty Python.
No, well, yes.
Because
Yes.
for me, it's Monty Python.
No, it is for me too. But see, that's the thing.
Which one?
Huh?
Which one? Do you want to go with the Holy Grail or Life of Brian?
I would go with the Holy Grail.
Always look on the bright side of life.
Yeah, I would definitely go with the Holy Grail. Yeah.
You know what I'd go with? And neither one. But I love them both. They're classics, and you can't beat them. But just because I like the Monty Python TV show so much, and I'm sitting out there, so I can do this right. And now, for something completely different. That's my favorite.
Monty Pythons, and the thing is, I didn't grow up, or I should say, I did grow up with Monty Pythons, but not like the first British comedy that we got in Morocco, and I don't even know how that happened, especially back then, was Benny Hill. We had the Benny Hill show.
That's like take from Three Stooges.
Yeah, so I don't know how that actually passed, and it was the comedy show, I think on a weekly basis. That was something that I grew up with. I think the Monty Pythons I watched later on.
We got Monty Python early. Like one of the first I remember that I sing was one called The Two Ronnies. Did you? I think I showed you one of The Two Ronnies.
Yeah.
One. And it's like, it's good night for me, and it's good night for me. Hot and spicy pizza girls, good one.
I wish gay porno sold better too. I mean, come on, people should actually go. We need representation. So I absolutely.
Are you trying to? Are you outing yourself here?
No, it's.
We need representation. No.
I think it's important to have representation in everything. So I don't know if that was sarcastic, but I'm all for it.
No, actually, I think I don't think he's being sarcastic.
Yeah,
Actually.
okay, excellent. Yeah, no, sure, it should.
It was what's his name? The guy
Otherwise
that does
it's
it.
not- Those movies are lost, and you know.
Well,
It
Vinegar
was
Cinemas
already-
tried, but they're not. It came down to like the whole idea of like they've tried to save as many as they can, but they don't sell.
Yeah, and that's the
Unfortunately.
thing. People need to buy them because.
Why have you not
It
bought
needs to
me
be
any
done.
game?
No, you want a taboo? I got you taboo. So apparently for you it's incest. Wonderful.
No, it's just a. Oh, actually, I had the other three, and I wanted to. There's like 3 commentators on one. Wakefield Pool, yeah. That's the guy. That's the one doing it.
Rice is sticking by his point.
Good. You stick by that. Is exactly what we started at the beginning of.
Absolutely, I don't have any issue with that. But for me, the trifecta will always be Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Lord of the Ring, because I'm basic like that.
For me, it's Star Wars, for sure. Indiana Jones. Not. I don't know. Back to the Future, maybe. I gotta think about it. Oh yes, there is. The Wakefield Pool ones are actually gay films. Neuroleptic. You chose really well. Mascara is a really good film. It's got like a very kind of like French wave aesthetic to it. That's like if you've ever seen any of the Radley Metzger stuff. That's not by put up by Vinegar Syndrome, but Arrow did, and that does go into like different aspects of that as well. Lord of the G strings.
Might replace Lord of the Rings.
At least 13-year-old you thought was good. Pull the trigger on Scream Factory's Event Horizon. That is obviously your favorite film. We talked about the thoughts of Event Horizon. Does she like? Oh, yes, she likes Star Trek.
Yes, I do like Star Trek. It's just the
Next Generation is your favorite, right? Or is it? Or Deep Space Nine?
I love Deep Space Nine.
See, I couldn't get Deep Space Nine until later.
I always loved Deep Space Nine.
I remember they had like they had a doctor. We met him actually. The guy played the doctor, I think.
Yeah.
So, he's one of those characters. He was so boring, and then they gave him this like big storyline of like who he's just this super like hero type of guy, and then like they drop it after one or 2 episodes, and it's never spoken about again. And it's like always back to being doctor again. Every channel Buddy. I don't know. Buddies, I understand. It's a great film. You know why I don't own it? That's one that it depresses me. It's about like this guy that becomes buddies with somebody that's dying of AIDS. Like they have like this buddy system where basically he's dying of AIDS, and so it's at a time where people don't go near people with AIDS, and he becomes his friend.
You lost me at people dying with AIDS. But that's the thing. I recognize. Aaron always says, "Oh, you need to watch this movie because it's it's so well made, or the story is amazing." And I'm like, I don't want to watch it because I'm going to be depressed for the next month.
Yeah,
that's all
that
I'm
one would
think
depress you.
about. I literally think about it before I go to sleep, and I wake up thinking about it. That's my problem. I can't just cut after the
That's
movie is
why
done.
what you need to do is before you go to bed, you need to watch one of my videos.
Yeah, that will put me to sleep.
But at least you'll be thinking about something really nice when you wake up.
Wow. Yeah. No. Again, those movies need to exist
And need to be
and they
preserved.
need to be seen. Absolutely. I just can't.
Do I have the Rambo movies before? No. I mean, eventually, maybe. I liked. Here's the thing. A lot of people were like really loved. I liked the first couple Rambo films, and I liked the slasher Rambo film where it's pretty much he's just killing everybody. The last one was not good, and part 3 in Afghanistan, I just wasn't really into that one either. I'm not as big a Rambo fan as most people my age are actually.
I'm not a fan of Fassbender, and I'm not a fan of Bergman either.
No, she doesn't like either one of those.
They bore me. Again, I recognize the genius. I recognize the place in cinema for these people, but they bore me to death.
Now you're talking about a guy that's actually a mean guy, Fassbender.
Yeah, well, he had issues.
Yeah. I don't own the Wakefield Pool movies. Ask Michael, actually. He'll know. Bless you. Lee.
All the way.
Like I didn't even yesterday. I was like, I kind of want the Lee set. I wonder if we're gonna get the Lee set. On this video here, I found out we're getting the Lee set from him saying, "Yeah, we have to own the Lee set."
Yeah, I know the Lee set. Well, I don't.
Right next to
I
our.
usually don't.
Those are films you watch.
You know, but you get movies that you want to get. We don't have conversations over me saying no, don't get that or something like that.
No.
I just tell you you're going to be watching them on your own. Don't even bother.
With the
Lee, it's a set that I can absolutely see us watching together.
Yeah, that's more of our our stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and same. People talk about Fassbender or.
Oh, Stefano said, "Let me know if you want them." He's going to send them to me. I don't have them at 100%. Yeah.
Which one?
The Rambo stuff.
Ooh, yeah.
Shoot.
I like to no. Well, see,
Explosions. My better half loves explosions. You'll become her favorite person.
Even though, again,
you don't agree with the politics part 5.
Well, it's not the politics. Back in the day, Arabs were the ones who were the terrorists, and Muslims were evil and all that. So,
but that was in every movie.
But again,
except for 24. 24 is so different. I mean, people like.
Yeah, that's not. No, I can't. I'll get political and
let's not go there.
That. No, it's but again, I understand.
Even one of your favorites, like what's the name of it? With Chuck Norris, like you actually, then is it Lee Marvin? Delta
they're
Force.
all the same to me.
Delta
yeah,
Force. You like Delta
Force.
Force?
Yes, it's always the Arabs or the bad guys going like.
You want to send an actiony box set to this house, Stephanos? Yeah, she'll love you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And those we would watch together.
I love Kurosawa.
Oh, hell yeah.
I love Kurosawa.
Why don't they have a Kurosawa? And okay, before I say this, Kubrick, don't mention the DVD set because it doesn't count. Why isn't there a good, nice Blu-ray set of Kurosawa films?
Eventually, well, there's a lot.
This is Criterion.
Yeah, Criterion will make a Kurosawa box set. There's no doubt about that.
Saving up for the eventual Black Emmanuel set? Definitely. Do you have me on Facebook, Stephanos? You do? Either way, just you know where to find me: Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. Do you like Scorsese? You like Scorsese, don't you?
Yeah, I like Scorsese. Not every. Well, I shouldn't say not all of Scorsese because they're all the same. Frankly,
I do.
I like him. Yes, it's he has his type. He has his genre. So when I feel, that you're going to watch a Scorsese movie, you know what's going to be there. You know what kind of.
And you like him as a person
stories.
too.
I like him as a person because he even though I don't agree with everything that he says, like he has a fairly narrow vision of cinema, which. For me, it's a little,
because if it wasn't for let's be fair, Scorsese is part of the whole Marrakesh film.
No, so yes, he has he's not into the what he would consider to be the popcorn movies and stuff like that, and I don't mind his opinion. I just don't necessarily see it this way. I like to watch what I watch. However, for me personally, he did curate a movie that was
Trances.
Trances, it's a Moroccan movie, a product of its time that would have been lost, certainly to me, if it was not curated into that box set that we bought.
Yeah, his World Cinema Project's amazing.
Yeah, so I'm.
Stephanos was Stephanos was the one that gave us Goodfellas among the other ones. Oh, that was
awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, that is a favorite, by the way, and it's actually one of the favorites for I got my collection.
Goodfellas is a great movie, absolutely.
Goodfellas is amazing. Taxi Driver. I'm guessing Taxi Driver is not one of your favorites.
Oh, I would watch it again, but I left that movie, saying this is a great. Like I left it saying this is a great movie, but
King of
it's
Comedy.
not a rewatch.
King of Comedies, like that's for me. That's one of the more underrated ones. King of Comedy. That was a good film. And you got to see like Jerry Lewis do a different type of role too.
Yeah.
And then remember when King Comedy got made again? They called it the Joker.
Yeah.
I'd still never Superfly TNT, but my better half would want it.
I guess on Kurosawa they want the rights to them all.
They only like a few. Only some Kurosawa fans make money. Sense.
Yeah.
I don't see. I think that if you any big director set that's curated and put out by Criterion, they're gonna make money.
Set. There's no reason why they can't make a Kurosawa set.
Anya Varda too. They did Anya Varda. Agnes Varda. And they did. Hey there, Nathan. Welcome. Oh, she's been here since the beginning of the video. She actually was on screen too.
Yes, all of those
Stephanos,
movies.
yeah, contact me on Facebook and have an amazing night there if you're going out.
All of those Scorsese movies are great. I agree.
Raging Bull is amazing.
Yeah.
Boxcar Bertha doesn't get mentioned a lot.
Yeah. No, he's a great director for sure.
Coppola fan?
He's not as diverse, I think.
Godfather.
Well, yeah.
And Godfather 2.
See, I don't mind Godfather 2.
Godfather 3. No, everybody loves Godfather 3.
Yeah, I don't mind any. I don't mind any of them. They're just, again, they're what they are. I don't. I don't hate.
Like here, like Ryan obviously knows the Scorsese stuff, right? It's like talking about Last Waltz and No Direction Home, like his documentaries that he did.
I haven't seen those.
Yeah, because
I was just happy. Like I liked him more, obviously, in a very biased way, just because they saved.
They saved Trances.
Yeah, they saved Trances.
One of your favorites.
That's a movie that it's not my favorite. It's just there's it's a somebody like Scorsese to recognize Moroccan cinema and that particular it's a documentary about a very important band in Morocco. That's
for a special type, like it's a fusion style.
It's but it's
music Moroccan
they
fusion.
Created a genre of music
that he loves,
poetry,
apparently, yeah.
So I'm just happy that
like that got
has been recognized and Westerners get the chance to see that. So.
Yeah. And I got to say a lot because basically he loves that type of music. That's why Trances. So he's a very fan. Coppola's what happens when George Lucas doesn't make a Star Wars film.
Yes.
Who do you think is an overrated director? I know you can say. I know. I don't even have to guess. Say it. It's okay.
Spielberg. and by the way, I said that one of my favorite movies of all times is Indiana Jones.
Oh, Indiana Jones, yeah.
And there's a lot of movies of his that are part of my memories of cinema. My first movie ever movie theater experience ever
E.T.
is E.T. in New York. So
I don't think he's made enough war movies though.
Well, I think he lost his mojo. Like it's simple as that. Maybe he came at the right time, where maybe when he was struggling, he was making better movie. Now that he is Spielberg, I don't like any the past 20 years or more of his movies are. I don't like them.
I equate, and I can kind of agree. I could equate a lot of Spielberg to Charles Band, in that I love Empire Pictures and Early Full Moon, but if there's an announcement of a Full Moon movie coming out now, it's painful just to hear the announcement.
I don't really care less for him. He should stop making movies.
I don't think it's that bad. I like Tintin. Tintin was good.
No,
that was
I
more.
Like it.
You didn't like Tintin?
No, I did not.
Are you serious?
I did not. And listen, I grew up on Tintin.
And Snowy.
No,
and Snowy
Milou.
and
It's
Captain
that-
Haddock
No,
and Thompson and Thompson.
no. C'est Dupont et Dupont.
Minority Report, Schindler's List. Schindler's List is a one-watch movie for me. I think it's a great achievement in filmmaking, but it's not something I could watch more than once, and I think that would stress you
I
out.
would never watch that again. Minority Report, I've watched too, but
That was okay.
I put Minority Report at the same level.
But
as,
it's like
as
sloppy.
Gattaca.
I like Gattaca better than Minority Report.
No,
actually.
same thing. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, she's not a big Gattaca fan either, guys.
Yeah.
But then again, she doesn't like the classic Event Horizon either.
Yeah.
I think Zarda's not in the big movies he made in the 80s. Let's make smaller movies, but folks won't let him. I don't want the small. I want the big movies. I want the blockbuster movies. I want the E.T.s and Indiana Jones.
No, I think I liked his. No, but even his 80s movies.
Those were his 80s movies.
Huh?
Is the blockbuster? That was his era. The
Yeah, that
blockbuster.
was his era of blockbusters. I
Yeah.
liked those. I don't like his today blockbusters. Schindler's List again. It's.
But that's stressful for you too. Like you, that's
No, I didn't watch it. I couldn't. I can't. I really, really can't. It's just too much for me.
what's the worst film I've subjected you to? I know what it's gonna be actually.
That may be the subject of a full video because there's way too many bad movies.
Do you want me to tell you?
No,
Did you say it?
Yeah.
Go ahead, say it.
Well, because they're movies. I didn't watch just.
It's a
one.
series
it's
of
a
them.
series of movies, and it is Phantom Killer.
Yeah, Phantom Killer with an F.
And
Polish
then
films, right?
there's WrestleManiac.
Our first film we ever
Was
watched. Actually.
bad too, and
I subjected us both that I did not know what that was.
yeah. Oh yes, thank you. Okay, yes, Craig. His 80s movies are magnificent. Yes, yes, yes. So we agree. No, we agree. I watched Monster Squad. Haven't seen it since the 80s. Yeah.
It was fun.
I think it's a cute movie. Yeah.
For me. It's like Goonies. It's like one of those kind of like in its time movies that like are fun. Like they're meant for kids and they're taken done from a kid's perspective. So, director seems to be overrated if they're brought up every time and people ask about overrated directors. I don't know. I mean, like, there's a reason. If somebody gets brought up every time, you mentioned overrated directors, there might be, it's like saying, if you get like 10 people and they're all tasting food and everybody says, we don't like number one, maybe there's a reason for that.
Well,
I get what you're saying, but like, if it's brought up every time, maybe there's a reason it's brought up every time.
I still think it's subjective, though.
It is subjective. No,
I
it is.
think it's very subjective.
Everything's subjective.
Yeah, I think it's subjective, and
Jurassic Park. I like Jurassic Park. I don't think it was as good as the book, though. And I'm not a big Michael Crichton book fan.
I love silent films too. Yes,
She's a pre-code fan.
I am a big pre-code fan. Yes.
One of her favorite documentaries, actually. Pre-code Hollywood.
Yeah, that was nice. Yeah, growing up in Morocco, in the 80s and 90s, but 80s too.
You were a kid in the 80s.
Um,
I was graduating.
Yeah, well, yeah, look at you, dinosaur. No, I think the reason why I like older movies is because they were cheaper movies, which means that our television station, or the government, really, because it was a government TV, they bought movies in bulk, and
Yeah.
the cheapest ones were the silent movies, the black and white noir, and not the famous ones.
It's Detour again. Detour's on again. Great movie, by the way.
Pre-code movies that we didn't
I
know
guess,
were pre-code.
did you guys get a lot of the, like, in like where I was at, like where the theater didn't get a lot of the big stuff. We got a hell of a lot of like kung fu stuff. Like we got a ton of that stuff.
Our movie theaters, again, it's based on the same model. The model was cheap
Yeah.
and things that you didn't have to censor, because back in my time in Morocco,
There's more censorship. There still is, isn't there?
You didn't have a kiss on TV. You were at the movie theater. You didn't have, so that's
He
why.
went straight to the hard stuff.
Yeah, right. So basically that's what it was, and the cheapest ones and the easiest ones not to spend time censoring were kung fu movies. So all of the Hong Kong movies were really, really cheap. I mean, they literally bought them by the pound. Like, it was literally by the pound, the reels. You had the American, pre-code, or, like basically 20s, 30s, 40s movies, noir or comedies and stuff like that. And you had Indian movies,
Bollywood stuff?
The Bollywood stuff.
You got the Bollywood movies? We didn't get those till later.
God, I know, like, some people who learned to speak Hindu just by watching those movies because they're all subtitled in Arabic. They wouldn't even dub them. They were just subtitled in Arabic underneath. And so that's why my parents never let me go to the movie theater, because it was basically even too dangerous. Like, girls didn't really go there. And
do you like Fellini? Somebody asked if you like Fellini.
I like Fellini when I feel I have an existential moment in my life. So yes, we had Fellini. We had Fellini movies, a lot of European movies, and mainly his. And I think one of the movies that I remember the most growing up. And again, people have to realize that I didn't know that was a Fellini movie. It was just a movie. I didn't even remember the title for it. I just remember, like, images. And it's later on in my life, my adult life, when I encountered it, and I was like, oh, okay, so that's what Fellini is. And it was Cinema Paradiso. And I remember watching that as a very, very young girl. And I think I rewatched it in my 30s. And when I realized, oh, that's what it is. So yeah, I watched a lot of things that I never realized were big auteur movies.
8.5.
8.5 I saw later, but the first Fellini movie I watched that I remember, I'm sure maybe I watched others and I don't remember, but Cinema Paradiso, and I think it stayed with me simply because it had a child, that wonderment of that child growing up in a with a parent that has a movie theater. It was just like it stayed with me as a child, so I remember that. And I remember watching a lot of Italian movies like that. That I really, to this day, like, I don't know what they are. I just remember scenes, and I remember, like, just different parts of it, but I have no idea what they are. And one day I'll just watch something and I'll be like, oh, that's what it is.
I remember that time. No, the time you asked me about the owl. There's a movie with an owl mask, and it freaked me out, and I can't remember what it is. And I was like, oh, you mean stage fright? And she's like, oh yes. She's like, I guess that's it.
That freaked me out.
So,
La Dolce Vita is a great movie. Yes, and well, she was such an icon. I'm closer. I was in my youth. I was much more closer to the European scene of movie actresses and actors and stuff like that.
You're much more closer to Europe.
Well, yeah, because we are closer to Europe, obviously. Obviously Sophia Loren and all of those icons.
You like bicycle thieves? No, we hunt them down and beat them up whenever we find.
No, I don't like Bicycle Thieves because it's a sad movie, and I can't.
I don't like people that steal my bicycle. Yeah, I like the film, actually.
Aaron likes that movie.
I like Tarantino, by the way. Tarantino was mentioned up there earlier. There's one guy that, like, people say overrated, and I agree with Michael Keane. I don't think he's overrated. I think Tarantino, if anything, at the point where everybody says, well, Tarantino's totally overrated, then no, he's not. Like, he's I consider him, at that point, you're underrated.
The thing with Tarantino for me is
have a great night there, Nathan.
We need people like him that are unapologetic about liking
what they
a
like.
type of filmmaking that a lot of big directors shit on. Not anymore, but we had an era that, you know,
Yeah.
I think the new directors, like this, the new generation of directors look, you know, they say, oh yes, I grew up on this.
They're my age and your age,
or,
that's why.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but so he came at a time where he was the only one saying that these movies are worth it and that they're part of cinema. So, you know, and he's odd, as you know, that's fine. But I actually, he was needed because I don't think that this new generation of directors or writers and all of those, they wouldn't have been validated if he was not around. So I think he has a big place in movie history.
Tarantino's best film.
Tarantino's best film for me.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood for me. I just really like that film. I like all of his movies though, but I love that film.
Reservoir Dogs for me.
Yeah.
Reservoir
Good
Dogs, bar none.
Exactly. Yeah. If he did things with lower budgets, limited. Like it's like there's two directors, and they came around, I guess, kind of the same time. I like Tarantino. I love Kevin Smith. And Kevin Smith's the type of director that I think that I would be if I was making films. I'd make Clerks is still one of my favorites. It's just it's funny, and it's unapologetically like funny, and it is what it is. It doesn't try to be pretentious. Doesn't try to be anything. It's about two clerks, one day, just talking.
Well, he again, to me, Kevin.
Luke likes Inglourious Bastards, which is a really good film, by the way.
Yeah, that's a great movie too.
Great throwbacks to Enzo Castellari's stuff.
Yeah. But Kevin Smith to me is in maybe in the same vein as Tarantino, in a way that he's depicting a group, or he's depicting a marginalized group.
Sort of. I mean, like late night.
Hang on, let me finish.
Okay.
It's a marginalized group of people, and not by, you know, their society, you know, like their socioeconomic class or anything like that, or even the nerd.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that. He's tapping on a group of people, of youth, really, because, you know, young people, and I'm talking about his earlier movies, not whatever he's
Thank you.
Yeah, it's just it's a group of people, 90s America youth, and we don't really see that much in a very unpretentious way. There's a lot of movies that have depicted that, you know, group of people, this 90s group, but it was too Hollywood. He actually had it in a very natural way. Now I think it's because he found Jay, who's Jay,
Kevin Measurement, Jason Mewes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so he got lucky with having someone who's not really acting; he's just being who he is. So I just find him to be honest in his cinema.
And even when he did like Hollywood stuff, he did like Cop Out with Bruce Willis, right? Cop Out, is that the one? Yeah, he did Cop Out. Did you know that was him? That's the last. He did a big budget action movie,
he's just real, and I find his movies honest.
The best thing Kevin Smith does are those concerts, where he talks.
Well, listen, I think he's doing right now. He's doing exactly what he should be doing. I know he loves making movies, but
He still makes movies.
I know, but his
Mallrats too.
His podcasts, and you know, him being him, and being the nerd that he is just great. He's really in touch with people. Like Tarantino is far away from people.
I don't.
No, he is, and that's fine. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's in. But this guy embraced social media. He's good at it. He
masters it.
Accessible. So yeah.
Smodcast series of stuff is amazing that he does.
Yeah, I know. We watched them together.
Richard Linklater, is Kevin Smith style much? I don't think so. I mean, like Linklater is much more depressing, in my opinion. But to each his own.
Right. I like many of them Moroccan filmmakers of the past 20 years. Yes, Fawzi Ben Saidi, Nabil Ayouch, who was at our wedding.
Which one?
Nabil Ayouch.
Oh, so he was.
Yeah.
So, because he was making the movie about like prostitution in Morocco at the time, right?
Yes. Nargis Nishar, absolutely. Yeah.
How do I feel about Tusk? I think Tusk is underrated.
Well, actually, Nabil Ayouch made a movie that I will not watch.
He's a nice guy, though. He's really
No,
sweet.
he's a great guy. No, he made a movie called Les Chevaux de Dieu. I think in English it is The Horses of God. Maybe that is yes.
That's your uncle's.
It is the so anyway you can.
Can we
Google
say that?
It. Huh?
Can we say that it's your uncle?
Yeah, that's fine. Kind of identifies me a bit.
All right. Well, it doesn't really. Not really.
Okay. Well, yeah, sure. So this movie, Les Chevaux de Dieu, or the I think it's Horses of God. That's the English title for it. It's actually based on my uncle's novel, and no, not Mektub. Mektub came before, I think before or later. But basically, it is about the group of youth that unfortunately were suicide bombers in Casablanca, in a city in Morocco. We had a terrorist attack in 2003, I believe.
And one of your favorite like spots, actually.
Yeah. But anyways, my uncle wrote a novel about that was very successful, and the story was picked up by Nabil Ayouch, and they made the movie, and all the proceeds, or a lot of the proceeds, went to create centers all over Morocco to help youth in slums to not get influenced by criminals, and get them to do horrible things. So I definitely recommend that movie for folks. I think Kino actually has released that movie, so please go and search for it and buy it. It
comes under the actual North American title of Horses
of God. Yeah, okay, yeah. So yeah, go see that movie. It's a movie I will not watch because it's too close to home, literally. But I certainly recommend it. Horses of God. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's the one. What do I think, Rob? I love Robert Rodriguez. You?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, here's another guy. Like, he's part of the group. Like, there's Tarantino, Eli Roth, Robert Rodriguez, that kind of hang together and do these films. I love From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is so fun.
Love that.
Yeah,
absolutely. Love it.
It shows you Tarantino can act too. He acts good in that one because he's like the psycho brother.
It had run with James Hughes in the bathroom.
Find Tarantino's let his ego make him pompous and not humble. I think Tarantino's honest, and here's the thing, because
he is pompous. Let's be honest, he is, but that's okay. That's okay.
But that's what I'm getting to. He's honest, and I am on YouTube. I'm not Tarantino, but I like to think I'm humble. But do I have an ego as much as anybody that comes on in front of a camera? Of course I do. He just has on a bigger scale. If I had Tarantino's like success, what I make.
Somebody said that it's Neuroleptic says that he's seen Horses of God. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, Mariachi. I love El Mariachi too. Better than its remake, by the way. The Faculty is an amazing film. I love that. We need a Moroccan film stream. We can actually probably do that one of these times. Desperado. See, I like Desperado, but I love El Mariachi. Did you?
I like both.
I saw El Mariachi.
They're just
At this thing though, I saw El Mariachi. It was one of those things where I saw it. It was at like this store, and I felt like you ever get a film and like nobody, and you feel like you've discovered it, and you're so excited because you're excited about the film, and you start telling everybody, and like later on that person becomes famous, and you're like, told you. It happened with Camp. There's a musical came out called Camp, and when it came out, I talked to you and I said, there's this little girl in the movie Camp. She's got this amazing singing voice. She's going to be famous. And then years later, what's her name? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Anna Kendrick.
Yeah. Thanks, Michael. I I hope you enjoy it. It's however, man, I'm gonna be promoting Nabila Ayouch now. His first movie that got him noticed, actually noticed in Canada, in one of the festivals. I can't remember which one. The movie is called Ali Zawa. It's Ali, so Ali. Zawa, I don't know how they spelled it, but I think it's Zaoua or Zawa. I think it's Oua.
So how does it translate? What's it translate to?
It's a name. It's
so it's a name. Okay.
Yeah, so it's Ali Zawa, and that's his first movie. And what he did was quite extraordinary. He wanted to highlight a problem that we certainly have in Morocco, which is children who live in the streets. Either the very
TIFF. Yeah, that's
poor,
right. It is TIFF.
Yeah, TIFF. Exactly. Yes. So what he did, which again extraordinary, he hired those kids from the street to act in his movies as kids on the streets.
He did something with the prostitutes. He had like actual prostitutes in his films.
Yes. But that's again
like
with
sex
children,
works, whatever
and what he did, he helped them out, and that's again with even working with my uncle with the Horses of God. That's when they opened those centers. So yeah, Ali Zawa, thank you. Yeah, excellent movie. It's a beautiful movie. Oh, I can't say enough about Ali Zawa. It's a very touching movie, and he's a great director. So check him out.
You're going to get classy recommendations here tonight, guys. Not the usual stuff. It's going to be like, where the hell is this channel going? In a good direction.
And put it in the comment or send Aaron a message to say that you've watched them. Yeah, Ali Zawa. And my dad was in the movie.
He was actually. I found it too.
You did. It's not that good.
It is a good film. It's his. That dude's like I don't know, it's 8.5 or whatever you want to call it style. Yeah, her dad acted in a film.
Yes, it's on YouTube.
It's actually.
What's it called again?
Yeah, God, you should know.
Oh, I forgot. My God.
Like your parents were pretty much. They grew up in like the artistic bohemian type.
Oh my God. I gotta look. So this director was a friend of my family.
You used to hang out and have like discussions and that together, didn't they, or something like that? Like just have drinks and.
Yeah, his name is Mustafa Darkawi.
Your dad was on Hot and Sassy Pizza Girls.
Well, not very far from that.
No, it was not.
I'm just kidding.
I don't let your dad beat me up. Her dad's a big dude. He's like tall. He was like a pilot too.
Hang on.
But like I actually download.
The title is Titre Provisoire, so it's Titre, so it's basically title in French. Titre Provisoire, which is Provisoire, which means untitled.
Yeah.
So the movie is called Untitled. And my dad is the protagonist of the movie.
He's the intimidating dude. Like literally, when you watch the movie, there's this like kind of like well dressed like guy that comes in and tall and kind of like looks kind of dangerous. I guess is what in the film is what he's supposed to be kind of portraying. That's her dad.
I haven't watched a lot of movies from Abbas Kiarostami. I think he's.
Is there a sci-fi fantasy property you like to see made?
Huh?
Is there a sci-fi property? Because you did read a lot of it.
Sci-fi fantasy that I'd like to.
Like in any books or anything that you read that you like to see made?
Ooh, I'm worried. I don't want to say it out loud because I don't want people to ruin it. But The Sandman,
They're making it.
I
They're making it.
love Neil Gaiman, and so far I've been a bit disappointed with American Gods, which is my favorite book from him. But I was so impressed by Good Omens.
Good Omens is
And
amazing.
Terry Pratchett. Anyway, I'm in love with their writing, both of them. If there is a
What about Pratchett's books? The Wheels.
I love Discworld.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, I do.
I'm surprised they haven't made Discworld actually.
It's a lot though. It's Good Omens was more manageable to do.
Well, I was a big fan growing up reading the Plitzler books and the Pliquador and and all the John Carter Mars stuff, and then they made a film of it, and I loved it, and then nobody else watched it. So.
Oh, meeting Godard. Oh, that would definitely be special.
Oh, we love Good Omens. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved. I was not a fan, and I am not a fan of Good Omens. They messed it up.
You love the movie, the miniseries.
No.
The one with David Tennant?
Oh no, Good Omens. I'm talking about American Gods.
No, yeah, but you said you're a fan of Good Omens. You said Good Omens and messed it up.
Omens.
Yeah,
I love Good Omens.
Oh, Discworld is fun. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in. Like you gotta really be in the get your.
It's a commitment.
It is. It's like when you decide you're gonna read the Stephen King's series, like the. Oh God,
yeah.
And you realize maybe I should go back and read all Stephen King's books too.
Yeah, no, Discworld is worth it. Titre provisoire. Yes, that's the title of the movie that my father.
Did you look it up, Neuroleptic?
Yeah, it is on YouTube because I sent it to my father because he hasn't seen it probably since it was made. It has my father, it has my sister, it has my aunt.
That's right. Yeah, your sister's in it.
My whole family is in that movie.
Which aunt? I don't say. Okay, sorry, but
no,
right,
it's just-
yeah.
Dark Materials.
Have you
I
read that?
haven't read that.
Probably your type, actually. She does a lot more of the classic reading than me. I read like film books and I read a lot of comics.
I haven't read in a long time. I'll admit that's. I'd like to get back to it. But I would. I think they're doing. For the Sandman, they're doing a reading, and they have a bunch of actors who are going to.
They're supposed to make the movie. They're originally gonna make a series or something out of it. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I worry. Yeah, I worry.
you got Lucifer as a TV show. At least that's one for
Yeah,
good.
that's not. I
You love
enjoy that.
Lucifer.
No, I like that show, but it is not Lucifer. It is not.
Does she like comic books? She likes sometimes. She likes the Vertigo stuff. Fables was a big one for you, right?
I liked Fables until it just got too much, and I stopped.
Till they started putting like spin-offs and stuff.
Yeah,
Your way to
I
tell
just-
it ended.
Yeah,
It ends well. You like that?
yeah.
Oh, I've read
I
it through.
stopped. Yeah. I like the Sandman. The Sandman is my favorite. I like Gaiman in general. Stardust is even the movie was okay. Like I didn't mind it. I thought it was nice. It was not the best, but what other?
Do you have
I got into comics late, and I got into things that were not going to require
Do you have a favorite?
lifetime of commitment.
Do you have a favorite Superman story?
Yes. Secret Identity.
Beautiful
I love
work.
Secret Identity. Yeah, graphic novels. Secret Identity to me is the best Superman story.
Who's that? Was it music?
I don't remember who did it, but I liked it a lot. I liked the first arc of
What comic?
the
X-Men?
fake Batman and Superman storyline.
Oh, is it with Midnighter and?
Yeah, Midnighter and what is it called now?
The Authority?
The Authority.
Yeah.
Yes, but I like the first arc of the Authority.
That's because it changed writers after the first arc.
Yes.
Yeah.
I liked Alias.
Alias was cool.
Really liked Alias. Transmetropolitan.
Hey, Matthew.
Yeah, Transmetropolitan was another one.
Oh, Spider
really
Jerusalem. I love that character.
Yeah. I liked probably, I went for a long run of Preacher.
I think your sister introduced me to Transmetropolitan.
Yeah, I didn't finish Preacher.
Preacher was good.
What else did I read?
I don't think I'd have an ending you like, though.
Huh?
I'm not sure if Preacher had an ending that
Yeah.
you liked. That's the problem.
Yeah. Again, it got...
Gareth Ennis. Like, you know what's going to be with Gareth Ennis.
Yeah.
I know it's going to go.
Yeah.
Same thing with The Boys. Same thing with a lot of his stuff.
Yeah. The ones that I read, but I didn't necessarily, like finish a lot. Like a lot of Jim Lee early stuff. But again,
Like his X-Men stuff, or
no, his
Wildcats.
Gen
X?
Gen X.
Gen
ones.
13?
Yeah, Gen 13.
Yeah.
I read Gen 13. I liked Witchblade and Darkness, but I didn't finish those either when they got. No, actually, Darkness was pretty.
No,
cool.
no, think about it. You know what I'm thinking about, right?
Yes.
We like the Dave Chappelle show. So when she says darkness, it brings up one thing in particular. Rest in
Yes.
peace, Charlie Murphy.
Mustafa Drakawi, yes. Wow. Yeah, he's a good friend of my family, of my parents, and a lot of his movies were discussed in our living room. Yeah.
Before they were made.
Yeah, they were good times, I have to say. It's just basically, my parents did not really have a curfew for me, so I just usually, as a child, I would hang around them and just, like listen to them and yeah.
Soak it down.
Yeah, well,
No
it's
wonder you
just-
ended up
it's
with
just, Can you see what's on meaningless events in the U.S.? What is that?
Oh, it's a movie, actually.
Oh, okay.
That's the title. Not a meaningless events in the U.S.
Some of my favorite authors. Well, definitely Gaiman as a contemporary author.
What about Clive Barker?
You know,
Scarlet Gospels is horrible.
I liked some of the big sci-fi authors and fantasy authors. Marion Zimmer Bradley is one of them. She did some, like fantasy, a lot of fantasy story books. Obviously Asimov. Those are like some of the first books that my dad actually gave me to read. So a lot of sci-fi and fantasy early authors from the 70s, maybe 60s.
I like Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss.
I like
is
Dr.
not-
Seuss.
Yes.
I like him. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them so.
And I'm a big fan too. If I grew up on, I didn't grow up on comics like North American comics. I grew up on Belgium, French authors.
You read Metal Hurlant though, didn't you? Like collected editions and stuff.
Yeah, not Metal Hurlant, because that was like the just the magazine.
Yeah,
form.
but collected editions of the stories.
Some of the people that published in Metal Hurlant,
Like Mobius?
I love Mobius.
Did you read Den?
I don't think so.
Like he's a kid and he goes over to this other
no,
world and he's this big tall
no, the one
bald guy.
the one from the one that I read was I'm terrible with names.
You're better with names than I am.
No, I'm terrible with names.
You read Grant Morrison's X-Men too, didn't you?
Yes, I did, but
I thought you liked his.
yeah.
Or was it Joss Whedon's that you liked?
I liked the first arc of Joss Whedon's Astonishing X-Men, and he can go and rot in hell for all I care. The guy is dead, so he might as well. I'll have to say I did enjoy his run. I liked what he did with
Richard Corbin. Yes, definitely. Rest in peace, Richard Corbin's the guy that wrote and drew like Dan. You'll know Corbin's work if you see it. It's very stylized, very much. Think like a Conan style type stuff you have in there. I love Conan. I'm a huge Conan fan. I used to read the magazine Savage Sword when I was young, until I got up to 200 something issues.
I cannot. My sister has a piece of art. Well, when she was in Montreal, she has a piece of art from him, from the guy I'm trying to remember. But there was this really, really awesome comic book or graphic novels, French one. I'm trying to remember. Bilal. His name is Bilal.
Bilal, what did he make? Was that Corbin? I should have known that because that looked like a Corbin look.
They actually So Bilal made this series. Well, this graphic novel called La Foire aux Immortels, and they made a movie called Immortals. I don't know if people would remember it. I think it was in the 2000s, like early 2000s.
Yeah, I know the movie.
And the movie was shit.
Yeah.
But the
it was based on that, wasn't it?
It was based on that, La Foire aux Immortels, and it's basically this sci-fi Egyptian mythology weird thing. But like the art is amazing.
What about Frank Herbert, Dune? Yeah, Dune is one of her faves.
I love Dune.
Favorite painter? Your uncle.
No, Bilal. Like this is you can show.
So this is the artwork of
La Foire aux Immortels. Definitely recommend if you can find it.
I know his work.
Yeah. He was part of the Metal Hurlant.
You didn't do the Alien adaptation for Heavy Metal, did you?
I don't know. But anyway, it's a great. It's a weird, very violent, because it's kind of like set in this.
Yeah, they used to show
Nazi /
Yeah, they used to show. There's have chapters of it, like
Russian
Heavy Metal every
world.
month.
There's and it's funny because we show them and say what does this remind you of? Show it to the people.
Okay. Well, it's in the Heavy Metal movie actually.
Yeah, no, but what would this scene? Where do you think you've seen something very similar? What movie?
Yeah. What Harrison Ford movie does that look like it's from?
No, not Harrison movie.
Not really?
No,
you're not thinking that? What are you thinking of?
Let's see if anybody was going to say something before I actually say where it comes from. Yeah, that's Mobius.
We love that Buck Jodorowsky's Dune movie,
Yeah.
by the way. We are both really looking forward to the Dune film.
Yes, we just hate the
Tentatively.
fact that it's on. Thank you, Matthew.
Fifth Element, I got
Element. Thank you.
Good call, man.
Good call. Yes.
You got it better than I did, so right on.
Absolutely. Yes.
Was there much Egyptian cinema released in Morocco? Like
A
you saw?
lot. Yusuf Shaheen, absolutely. I grew up. We had the movies. They had a golden age of cinema that where they were absolutely fantastic, and I think they were like a lot of them were black and white movies. So I'd say in the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, and then even I think they had like a huge industry, movie making industry. And then around the 70s and 80s, it flipped into TV shows. So they had a ton of TV shows that, again, were very cheap. So we got those, and it's funny because there's like a generation of Moroccans, when they speak classical Arabic, they actually speak Egyptian. There's very different, like the accents or the dialects are different. The Moroccan dialect is the furthest removed from classical Arabic.
Yeah.
But the Egyptian is a bit closer. But people would actually, when they speak classical Arabic, they speak Egyptian with the dialect, because we had so many of those. So yeah. Absolutely.
How do you feel about the Valerian adaptation? I actually haven't seen it. I'm waiting to get the 4K. I actually won't watch it until you see get the 4K of it because I want to see it in the best possible way.
Yeah, Dune is awesome. I enjoy
Children
it.
of Dune is my favorite Dune adaptation so far that's come out. That was on TV. I'm not sure which one is yours, but that was my favorite of the Dune
Whatever
adaptations.
they had on the Sci-Fi Channel, even though it was not
Well,
perfect.
they had Dune. Well, they had
Dune
Dune.
and Children of Dune.
Children of Dune. I like Children of Dune a little bit better,
I like
but they're both good.
I was just happy that we had a Dune that was not
Don't even.
that other one,
It was.
which I enjoyed.
Had
Which I
Sting.
enjoyed. I did enjoy. But again, it was just like much ado about nothing. There's so much. Yeah. So I have high hopes for this new Dune that I hope we'll get to see it in theaters.
That's the same director that did Blade Runner 2049, right?
Yes. Villeneuve.
Which I liked.
Yeah.
I don't. You can't beat Blade Runner.
I did not see Valerian.
We're waiting for the 4K.
Yeah,
like in all seriousness.
we keep saying we're gonna get it,
And it's not that it's expensive. It's like $15, I think, at Walmart.
Yeah, it's very cheap. It's just that and I'm very like I seem like I'm hard on movies, but when you know what you're getting yourself into, that's fine if it's not 100%.
Did you see Black Hawk Down and Last Temptation of Christ? Both were filmed in Morocco, apparently.
Yes, actually, a ton of movies are made in Morocco because
Prince of Persia wasn't that made in Morocco?
Huh?
Prince of Persia wasn't that made in Morocco?
Prince of Persia, Game of Thrones. I mean,
Well, Game of Thrones, they set part of that in Essaouira.
a lot of movies. There is a very good quality of light in Morocco. That's why directors like to go there. They don't need to use as many filters with natural light. So, and we have a big studio industry there where, we make it easy for companies to go and make movies in Morocco. I have seen Last Temptation of Christ, which I absolutely love. And Black Hawk Down, I have seen too. I don't care less about that story.
I was not big on like. I mean, I like what was done, but I don't need to see it again.
Yeah, Jupiter Ascending. Everybody laughs about that, but you know what? It was entertaining. Outside of the puppy ears, at which they made fun of that in themselves. Yeah, it was a space opera, and I didn't have that story.
Kubrick says the jaded reason, tax reasons for filming in Morocco.
I'm sure that there are, that we want them to come here, so I'm sure there are tax reasons for sure.
But,
I wouldn't doubt that at all.
But for like a filmmaking perspective, it is like the natural
light,
lighting.
There is a lot of directors have actually, I've heard them say that, one of the reasons why they want to film in Morocco is that there is a quality in natural light, especially in large scale movies like outdoorsy movies. They definitely do that, and it's not new. This has been going on for decades. Like I remember. Since I was a kid, I remember people making movies in Morocco.
Oh yeah. Jupiter Ascending's funny. I haven't seen Judas and the Messiah. I don't think I did. I don't think I did. Actually.
I've seen.
Did you see it?
I haven't seen it. I've seen the. They're advertising it everywhere. To be honest with you, anytime there's like a YouTube video or.
Yes, she loves the Matrix franchise.
So yeah, so I'm curious about it, but I feel that maybe that's going to be a difficult movie for me too. Like I said, things really affect me, and I'll have to be in the right mindset to be able to detach from the subject matter of that story. So yeah, I don't know if I'll watch it, but I love the Matrix. Yes. Absolutely.
She loved them all, actually, too. It's unapologetically, she loved all of them. Not just one of them, not just the first one. She loved them all.
There are holes in the
Speed
story.
Racer.
I get it.
I like Speed Racer. I know a lot of people hate on the movie Speed Racer. I thought it was fun. Technically, it was for its time. It's well done. Well,
here's what I'm going to say about Speed Racer.
It's not as good as the cartoon.
No, the cartoon is terrible in a way. No, Aaron, that's the thing. Like, it is the most lazy animation ever.
Says the girl with the gigantic Speed Racer, like Funko.
No, I didn't say I don't like it. All I say is that they didn't have a lot of subject matter to use in that movie, so I'm okay with it. It's just it's not.
It's eye candy. It is. I liked Speed Racer. I did. I like. A lot of people hate on it. Like, but what did you expect going into Speed Racer? It's not going to be like.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know much about sub-Saharan cinema, to be honest with you. Egyptian cinema. Obviously, I've been exposed to quite a bit. Even Tunisian cinema, not that much. But sub-Saharan African cinema, I don't know a lot about that, and I'm sure that there's some gems there.
What
Maybe
about
I'll
Canadian
check that out.
cinema?
Huh?
Canadian cinema.
Yeah.
The greatest cinema of all. Exploitation.
Yeah, it was fun. Speed Racer was okay.
You got it in your top 10. Are you seriously having it in your top 10?
What about, okay, so you're mentioning Speed Racer. What did you think of the Dragon Ball movies?
Movies.
Movie.
And also there's a Street Fighter movie. Chun-Li. I remember Chun-Li.
God, yes.
With Kirsten
I
Kurak.
owned that movie.
Kirsten Kurak one? Or the original Street Fighter one? Because there's two.
No. I'm talking about the one with Van Damme.
Oh, the first one, yeah.
Yes. Oh, God.
Well, Canadian cinema's really good, man.
Favorite comedians? Yeah, I don't...
Bean.
Huh?
Bean.
No.
Ron accent's amazing.
Yeah, I know he's good. I can't think of a favorite comedian. Like, I don't think I have, outside of the regular, the usual suspects, Monty Pythons and things like that. Favorite comedians. I'll have to think about it. Nothing comes up to mind.
I like George Carlin if you're talking stand-up.
Yeah, no. Cloud Atlas. Yeah.
Not a fan, actually. A lot of people love it. I didn't get into it.
I did not see it.
You might like it.
I don't think I've seen it. Up on Dragon Ball. Yeah.
We love the Dragon Ball cartoon. We really do.
Oh God, yeah. And by the way, I don't like the new DVDs or Blu-rays that came out for Dragon Ball.
Where you cut it down?
The Kai.
Oh.
I like, no. The whole pleasure of Dragon Ball is watching one storyline lasting
One
for
fight
6
lasting.
months. For 6 months.
One fight lasting for 2 months.
That's the whole point.
And who can honestly say that they've never used in a conversation at least once? It's over 9,000!
Oh, all the time.
I still use that. I
Yeah.
use that in a work conversation this week.
I love old anime stuff.
She's a huge anime fan.
Yeah. Again, childhood, it was cheap, so that's what we got.
George Carlin, Don Rickles, Jim Gaffigan,
Oh, okay.
Judy Tenuta. I'm a huge George Carlin fan. I grew up with listening to Carlin stuff. It's some of his stuff that I still think is groundbreaking to this day. New Rose Hotel.
What is that? New Rose Hotel.
Dragon Ball was there. What's with New Rose Hotel? Actually, I want to know if it's the one I'm thinking of.
I like Dragon Ball GT too. People don't like it, but I actually really, really liked it. And I like the song, the actual original Japanese song from Dragon Ball.
Oh, it's the Z Argento one with Christopher Walken.
Oh, I don't know.
I know, because that's Z Argento.
Yeah, he's gonna
You stepped out of
enjoy
rocks,
Dragon Ball.
Matthew. Yeah, like Dragon Ball is fun.
Yeah.
I also recommend early on too. Oh God, what's it called again? With the panda, I love it so much. Ranma Half.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Ranma Half. I recommend Ranma Half.
Yeah.
And anything Studio Ghibli. Most, like not one. My Neighbor Totoro. Early on.
Oh yes. I like old anime. So basically 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s anime. That's what I grew up with.
Her favorite is Robotech.
No.
My favorite is Robotech.
I don't know Robotech. I like, and it's not Robotech. What's the name?
You can say Macross.
It is Macross.
Don't be like a
Yes,
gatekeeping. It's a snob.
I'm a snob.
Roy fucker.
Pacific Rim is a great anime movie.
Oh,
Yeah, I actually enjoyed both.
Pacific Rim is an anime like mixed with the kaiju.
Yeah.
Second one's not as good, but it's fun. Hunter x Hunter, Promise Neverland, Evangeline. I remember. Hunter x Hunter. I don't know if I've seen Promise Neverland. Honestly, favorite version of Death Note, the animated version, hands down.
Yeah.
Star Blazers. Yeah, we actually got some Star Blazers, man. We got a box set of it.
Yeah, Miyazaki, everything he did is, yeah. What is the title in English? Tombeau de Luciole. It's the sad one. What is it called in English? Tombeau de Luciole.
Someone's a big fan of Baz Luhrmann. You like Peter Jackson's Dead Alive is a fun film, Jordan.
It's Graves of the Fireflies.
Yeah, that's a sad one.
That is so sad. See, I'm not over it. And I watched it like,
Hey, last episode of Cowboy Bebop.
he did not die. He did not die. He's not dead. He got up and he went on his merry new adventures. And that's that. They never showed him dead.
The hidden cut of Cowboy Bebop.
Yes.
The backlash of Scarlett Johansson for being in Ghost in the Shell. There's a backlash?
Yes, because they should have put someone who was like should be in the movie. Yes. Yeah, there was a backlash because white person.
Oh, so is like?
Yeah.
Oh.
They could have gone a different way. I don't disagree with that. And the movie was not great.
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest.
No.
Like Ghost in the Shell, the animation. I'll be honest with you, Ghost in the Shell is not one of my favorites. I think it's. I hate to use this term. I think Ghost in the Shell is overrated. But I think Ghost in the Shell is one that came out at a time when there wasn't a lot, and it became. That's like. You don't find Ghost in the Shell overrated? No, I do actually.
Not at all.
Because Ghost in the Shell was one of those I saw early, and I was like really blown away. But when I'd seen more, I was less blown away when I went back to it.
To me, it was like the feeling I had watching Ghost in the Shell.
Maybe I got to rewatch it.
The feeling I had when I read Asimov. Like
really?
Yeah, like it's.
I didn't get that.
It's this idea that what is.
Oh, she will watch Plague Dogs.
What is an AI, like the humanity in something that humans create, and like that, to me, that like first thing that I thought about was reading some of my the Asimov books that I read. So yeah, absolutely.
No, at the time I was just
beautiful animation. So
the animation was just what blew me away at the time.
Yeah, no, I liked it. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, Cowboy Bebop PTSD is a real thing, absolutely, and he is not dead.
Is it Madman Entertainment that does all the anime releasing and swag? Flip Otaku would know that. I'm not sure if he's here. He was here at the beginning of the video, I think, but I don't think he is now. But he knows that stuff more than I do. Check his channel, by the way. He knows that stuff. I like the Dirty Pair, though. They were fun.
They're fun. I watched that.
I feel like you catch this criminal and they end up like blowing up the entire planet.
Yeah, and a lot of people liked Ghost in the Shell. It's.
Yeah, no, I probably got to rewatch it.
I didn't like. What was it?
That's on me.
She did the movie. Scarlett Johansson did a movie around that time. That I thought was much better. Like she's kind of like a. What is that movie called? It's like an action movie that she made.
Howl's Moving Cat, Spirited Away.
Yeah.
But My Neighbor Totoro is my favorite. Like out of all his stuff, I just really like. There's an innocence to
Did you show
My
me
Neighbor
my
Totoro. Actually, I did. I showed you Totoro.
Yeah. It's my favorite thing that I made.
I've showed a few of your stuff on here.
Yeah, My Neighbor Totoro is just.
Did you like the live action version of Yamada, like Star Blazers, in other words?
Did I say that?
I don't know.
I don't think so. No, I haven't seen that, so maybe I should check that out.
I was watching a show the other night. I can't remember.
Lucy, thank you. Yes, I thought Lucy was so much better than the Ghost in the Shell movie. And every it's such an underrated action movie, and she was great.
I was watching an older like sci-fi show or film something, and he had a phone, and on the phone it said Galaxy. It was a Galaxy Express 999.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but I was like at the time like, oh, I love Galaxy Express.
I love Galaxy Express.
Galaxy Express is amazing, by the way, guys. If you haven't seen it, you got to see it. I've seen Ghost in the Shell 2, Innocence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like it as much, to be honest with you.
Well,
but again, I'd have to rewatch it because
I'll tell you what was the issue with that. The animation, like they tried to, the technology didn't work for me. It wasn't there. Like they tried to do something that was groundbreaking, but it didn't work. Like I prefer, in any animation, I prefer, regular old.
Are you saying that Reboot is not your favorite animated series?
No, it is not.
Hey, we're still at it, Cinematic. We're here for now. We've been here for 2.5 hours, actually.
Oh my god. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I didn't mind. I liked Lucy. I did. But it's okay.
She loves Lucy. That's a dad joke. Why is that blocked?
It probably thinks it's...
Reboot. Reboot was awesome.
I hated Reboot.
Oh. First computer animated program. Canadian. It was great until they decided to make it edgy.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I had kids that were watching.
The guy with the eye patch.
That's the last season.
I know.
Because he's just like a kid, Enzo, like the first two.
The sad part is that I watched all of it. I don't like it, but I watched all of Reboot.
Her name is Better Half. Luc Besson, yeah. I think we both like Luc Besson, don't we?
What do we like?
Luc Besson. Luc Besson.
He's problematic too.
But
another guy that's
you did like some, yeah.
Yeah, no, but he's an a-hole. So yeah, but I watched Luc Besson before he was known in North America.
I talked about the Vinegar Syndrome sale yesterday. I did do one on my Patreon channel too. I did an exclusive Patreon video, Paul, on that. But I did talk about it yesterday as well.
You can talk about it.
Oh, she loves it. It's one of her favorites.
Well, the fifth, and the thing about the Fifth Element, I remember going to the theater again in New York. This was when I lived in the U.S. And I went there with my uncle and my cousins, and we that was my type of movies, obviously, just from the get-go, sci-fi, weird. But then they had the music. Was from one of my favorite North African. Well, he's from Algeria. His name is Sheb Khaled, and so we're all sitting there, and all of a sudden, one of his very famous songs starts playing. So he picked it up.
Oh, in Fifth Element, yeah.
In the Fifth Element. So I remember that too. No, I absolutely loved the Fifth Element, and we watched it, fairly recently, and it still holds perfect.
Kubrick's losing cool points.
What?
Kubrick doesn't like to.
Oh, I like it.
All massive talents are at least occasional assholes.
I know.
Sadly true.
Yeah.
It almost seems like you gotta.
No. Don't say it. You don't have to be an asshole to be a good at your job or be a genius.
It's true. Yeah.
Not an excuse.
Look at Franco.
Yes. Exactly.
Striking Power
How
2.
old was I? When did the Fifth Element come out?
God, 90s, wasn't it? Late 90s,
Yeah,
2000?
it is 90s. So I was not 11, sadly. 97.
So you're in college then.
Yeah, I was in college. I was 11 when I was in college when I saw the Fifth Element.
You just had me really. Your wallet is lighter because I mentioned Screen Factory sale. But you get good films out of it, so there you go. My wallet is not lighter.
I loved Blood the Last Vampire.
Yes.
Loved that anime. Yeah, that was a good That was a good anime.
Makakino's 7.
But nothing is better than Grandizer.
She loves Grandizer. She loves her Grandizer, her Messenger.
Mazinger, yeah, I love that.
Devilman.
Devilman, yes. All the 70s goodness animation.
Do you like David Fincher and the Alien series? Those are two different things.
I like the Alien series.
He's asking because I hate Alien 3 because of what David Fincher did. I thought it was super obnoxious for him to cut
I
off.
don't mind.
He should not have cut off Newt.
That's okay.
It's not okay. I'm not over it.
Just like Cowboy Bebop.
Exactly.
Yes, I understand you, honey. I understand. No, it's fine.
I'd rather watch The Game if I'm going to watch Fincher. Which is, it's when you really think it, when you stop to think about The Game for 2 seconds, it makes no sense. No. But you're like,
I would have solved that problem with one conversation. Let's put it this way.
Amelie, yes, she had Amelie. Actually, was one of the movies that she had before I met her.
Yeah,
was in her collection.
See, the thing with Amélie and with Besson particularly, he was one of the first directors that started making Americanized movies, because the French have, as I'm sure you all know, they have a very, very distinguished style of distinctive style of and distinguished, I should say. You know, they're French, so let's give them their. She's got
her cigarette there, and she's like.
Yeah, so basically, he was one of the first to make movies that were more Americanized, and actually the first. I don't know if probably you've seen it. The first American serial movie style French movie.
Which one?
I can't remember. Maybe somebody can remember that, but what is it called?
I'm just trying to remember the one that they made with Jean Reno that I like so much.
No, hang on. Let's see if Google is going to tell me. Let's see.
Social Network's really good, actually. There's a Fincher movie that I actually do like. Can't find it?
No.
Have you seen Reneged, based on Mobius's French comics called the Blueberry comics?
The what?
You know the Mobius's Blueberry?
Yes.
They're the Western ones, right?
I think so.
So it's the one I'm thinking of. They're Western.
Is it Rivière Pourpre? Maybe it is Rivière Pourpre. Am I thinking that? Yeah.
Predator and Alien. Two franchises are practically made for each other, but the execution didn't work out quite out. Thank you, IB.
Yes. Oh my God, I am so good. Because I remember, it's in French it's Rivière, les rivières pourpres, and in English it translates as the what's another name for color? Red.
Rouge.
No. Crimson Rivers.
Oh, you mean we got those two?
Oh, we do?
Yeah, there's two of them. There's Crimson River and Crimson Rivers too.
Well, that was the first serial killer, Americanized serial, style, kind of like Seven style.
Let's get Renault.
French movie. That was the first time it was like a big deal because it was done like in very.
They were really good.
Yeah, they had what's his face now?
I think it was Jean Reno, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It has Jean Reno. Yes.
Because he used Jean Reno in a few films. The one where he's like.
And that because it was around the time where he basically crossed over to the U.S. and started making, movies in Hollywood.
What's the one with the little girl? Like I think it was Natalie Portman. Leon.
No, Le Professionnel.
Leon, that is Leon, the professional. Which should have let us know a bit about.
What?
We should have let us know a bit about Hassan, when you think about it. Wages of Fear is incredible. There was a remake called Sorcerers, which was decent, but it's not Wages of Fear.
Crimson Tide, yeah.
No, Crimson Tide's a different. No,
it's
Crimson
Rivers.
Crimson
yes,
Rivers,
it's
because there's
Crimson
two of
Rivers,
them. There's a sequel to it. It's Crimson Rivers. It's got Jean Reno. There's another actor in it too. Is it Christopher Lee or somebody? One of those. There's like somebody that's like a bigger act, like a horror actor, or something like that. One of those. Wages of Fear was not. You're not doing well here tonight, Kubrick. It's okay.
That's okay. The
I'm
whole
teasing
fun,
you.
The whole fun is having these conversations. I'm all good. Oh, yeah, I don't mind that. Who is in Les Rivières Pourpres?
There's two of them.
C'est Vincent Cassel.
Who?
Vincent Cassel.
Oh, no, I know Vincent Castle's on, but who else?
And Jean Reno.
No, but there's a an English or some actor. Other than the first one and second one, look for the second one.
Oh.
It still says Crimson River, just up with the subtitle on it. I could have swore it was somebody like Lee, but I can't be sure.
I don't think
There's somebody big in it. I'm gonna.
didn't see the second one.
We have it downstairs.
It is written by Luc Besson, not the first one.
What? The first one or second one?
No, I was.
We're here finding it.
It has Christopher Lee.
I told you. I knew Christopher was in
I
it.
didn't know there was a second one. I just knew the first one because I think I was home when that happened.
Tangerine Dream's soundtrack. I love it, Sorcerer. That's it. Me and Kubrick fisticuffs.
Yeah, Fincher is okay.
Yeah. Like I, if you ask me, like, Fincher's good. I don't think he's great, but he's good.
No, he is.
No, for me,
Yeah,
like it's who speaks to you.
right.
Like there's certain directors I like that. I know some people are gonna like your favorite war movies. Oh, if she likes a war movie, then it's one of those like the Dirty Dozen or something like
Yes.
that. That's her stuff.
Yeah,
So.
Dirty Dozen and movies like that where it's basically like a band and they're it's unfortunate to say, but they're kind of minimizing the the fact that the horrors that happened in war and all that. I don't like realistic war movies because again, it's just too much for my very sensitive disposition. Let's put it this way. So absolutely, I think the main one would be Dirty Dozen, or
What's your favorite Western?
same thing. I like the spaghetti.
Magnificent Seven.
I do like the Magnificent Seven. Yes. I don't.
You like spaghetti ones like
I like
Sartana and
spaghetti,
stuff like that.
and
Django.
Yes. Yeah. Just
Turn
because
cop.
again they remove the seriousness of I don't like the gritty. I don't like gritty cinema. Again, it's just not fun. I like to have fun. I like to leave a movie not feeling depressed. I like to feel excited leaving a movie or happy.
Like going to watch a Star Wars movie or James Bond or something like that. When that was a fun ride. Except Quantum of Solace, where you're like, what the hell did I just watch?
It was not a good movie.
Do you like Ridley Scott's? Oh yeah, I hope so.
I love Legend.
Anything with Lee Van Cleef, hell yeah, I love Lee Van Cleef.
Yes, anything with Lee Van Cleef is good.
Lee Mara, even paint your wagon. It's time to paint your wagon. Gotta paint our wagon.
I'm very basic with stuff that I like.
I think from this tonight we're finding out you're anything but basic.
No, I just like things that are going to entertain me. I don't want to think too much. Life is hard as it is.
And that's why.
Not to pay money to be depressed. Life does that for free.
Like a lot of John Wayne westerns.
No.
I like John Wayne, some John Wayne's westerns. I'm problematic with John Wayne's war films for certain reasons, but I do like some of his westerns. And most of the time it's not John Wayne that I like in them though. It's if I was going to talk about my favorite John Wayne movie, it's Quiet Man. It's not even a western actually.
It's all about escapism. Well, I think that's what movies are supposed to be. You know, just take you somewhere else for a bit, and you know, when you come back to life, you're like, oh, you know, I had a good time.
I don't know about her. I saw Willow in the theater and I really liked it. I know they're making a sequel though. Did you like Willow? Val Kilmer, Michael Rappaport. As in, you know, it's like a, what's this word? Dwarf, is that the right word? Like, I don't know. I really don't. It's like, I feel like, little person. What do you say?
No, you can see. Yeah, but no, I don't. I don't remember Willow. No.
But you it's a fantasy film.
Okay. Well, maybe I've seen it. I can't.
Currently filming a remake of Nightmare Alley. I actually didn't know that. But it makes sense now that Criterion's putting it out. Lee Marvin's Paint Your Wagon. I was actually wondering because there's almost like every Western star in Paint Your Wagon. We agree on one on Kubrick. Quiet Man, yeah. Quiet Man's actually my dad's favorite too. My dad loves The Quiet Man.
See, again, it's the same thing. I have watched so many Westerns.
That's not one of your favorite genres,
though. I didn't know what they're called. Like, to this day, I don't know what they're called. And it's later on if we watch something and I'm like, oh, I remember this.
Shane.
I'm pretty sure. I think I did see Shane.
Come back, Shane.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what. It's just because here's what I remember with Shane. If it is the same movie, there was somebody who was blonde and shouldn't be blonde, and like really, really blonde.
The bad guy.
I don't know, but that's kind of you know, the name Shane kind of is connecting to that. So maybe that's a different movie.
No, I think you're thinking the right one actually.
I love The Dark Crystal. Love. And I'm going back to a question that was asked about who I would have loved to meet.
David Bowie.
David Bowie.
You did meet him.
Well, I didn't, you know, I didn't talk to him. We were together in an elevator and I was about to faint when I realized that was him.
Wasn't Iman with him too?
Yeah, Iman was with him, yeah. But yes, so absolutely love The Dark Crystal. I love
Those people. She's looking disapprovingly, Dungeon. Oh yeah, we do Kubrick. Roy says he likes nihilism in cinema. I get that. I do too in a way. But I like documentaries like you do. So she's like more of an escapist, but she does have some films. Like we watch documentaries. That's one thing we can't watch together.
Documentary. But again, I don't like documentaries that are going to.
Like you're not going to watch Tiger King for one.
No.
But then again, who wants to watch? I'm sorry, I don't get the Tiger King. I don't get it. Like I tried like 5 minutes. I'm like, this is not interesting to me.
No. Funny enough, not Tiger King, but funny enough, documentaries. I like World War documentaries, like especially the Second World War. Actually, history documentaries.
Documentary.
I absolutely love. I just don't like, you know, like I don't want to know what happens in a prison or, you know, like somebody like that.
Are you saying to watch Oz?
No.
I love that show.
Love Labyrinth, yes.
Labyrinth
Yes.
is one of our favorites for both of us. I couldn't get into Tiger King right.
Yeah, I just don't.
It seemed like, you know.
I don't like anything that's close to reality TV, and to me that's what it is. Yeah. Oh, a lot of people got obviously.
It's hugely popular.
You know,
You're in the majority.
Yeah, we are definitely.
I'm in the minority.
The other thing that bothered, I didn't want to get into it just because I don't like animals hurt, and knowing that there's truth to, you know, animals being hurt in that setting, I just didn't want to get into it.
Who's your favorite musicians? Well, David Bowie's definitely your favorite.
David Bowie's definitely one of my favorite.
Didn't Billy Joel play at your
Yeah, like I like
You like Billy Joel?
I'm okay with Billy Joel. You like Billy Joel?
I love Billy Joel.
Billy Joel who spoke in
Don't
my,
forget your second wind.
who spoke in my commencement.
You should have like known, even though you hadn't met me at the time.
No, I didn't. Like, I was like, oh, who's that guy? And yeah.
She had a much more interesting and exciting life than I had, guys. Just going right there. Did order big creative films. I didn't because I'm in Canada and they're super expensive here. And it's my birthday, so I can't order anything. The month before my birthday, she usually gets my presents, and I'm not allowed to buy anything. You did let me buy graphic novels today, though, Dollarama.
Yeah.
So, and I did buy you a nice Valentine's present.
You did.
I got her a card, like I got her something, but I got her a card, and literally I was in the store, and I don't mind being a little sappy, and I read the card in the store, and I teared up because it reminded me of you and us, and I think this is perfect. And very rarely do I find something that hits it that perfect. So yeah, there you go. Daft Punk. Oh,
I love.
yes.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Who is it that knows me that well?
Alan.
Alan. Love. As a matter of fact, one of their famous track in the video that they made was in the style of some of my favorite animes that I grew up with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I absolutely love them.
Oh, what graphic novels did I pick up? Here, you keep talking about Daft Punk for a second. I'll show. Only got 6.
I didn't see Parasite because it's one of those hard movies, and I'll tell you the truth is I usually cheat when I see that there's an important movie, and I know that I won't be able to. I won't be able to watch it because it would be too much for me. I usually just go and Google it and watch a lot of videos about those movies so that I feel like I know what the movie is about and what's behind it. But that, basically allows me to know about it, how important it is, but not depress me for months. Yes, he is a sappy loser. But I love him.
So you gotta be to get the ladies, man.
Yeah, one more time. Yes. I did like boat Trons. And people didn't like the music from Tron that they did, but I
thought that was amazing.
I loved it. Yeah, I liked both of them. Yeah, it is. Hint. Yeah, I know that they're made an entire anime film. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I got those Dollarama.
They're yeah, I really like them. Unobstructed view. Yeah, we have some weird opinions on unobstructed view.
I want them to succeed, but they're not good when it comes to customer service and getting stuff out. The Code Epic set.
Yeah.
They lost it and then had to go. Well, they did give me another one. I'll give them credit for that one.
Yeah, they need to sort out their shipping, their shipping problems. And I don't know. Like for me, when Aaron, we look at the website often. It is just that
and they do have good.
Especially right now, with already there's issues with shipping because of COVID and all that.
Yeah, that's
so
why.
If it adds to it, we're like, I don't know. I would love to see Daft Punk in concert. Yeah, that would be.
Daft Punk would be amazing.
That would be cool to. I my late teens, early 20s in Morocco is very well. The music was very around club music, electronic music and techno and stuff like that.
She's trying to test you drank a lot.
No. I had fun. But
I got it.
Yeah, like a lot of that. Like we had a lot of big DJs that came and, just went around this circuit of clubs in the city where I'm from. So I had the chance to actually listen to a lot of them, but never Daft Punk. So it would be nice. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Batman and the Man from U.N.C.L.E. It is a dream team. I actually would like to read that one.
Yeah. That one I told her she'd like that one, and she'd like Wonder Woman with the Amazon because it's Jill Thompson from Sandman.
Well, Dungeon is saying that Amazon France has done well for him. Yeah, there's so many things. Like right now, Aaron is hogging the budget for things with his movies.
And my comics.
Yeah, and his comics.
I want an omnibus for my birthday.
Yeah, but I really, really want. There's this. Who was it that was from Montreal? They would know. But
he's gone now,
Oh,
unfortunately.
he's gone. Okay, so there's actually a big bookstore in Quebec, and I looked online and they have all of the comics that I grew up with, from the Asterix to Léonard to
Was it what's no good or something like
Is
that?
No Good.
Is no good.
Yeah, is no good. So I would love to start buying some of those, but Mr. Aaron is the one that's.
We did we
buying
not
things.
move like a box of like clothes from
No,
like,
they're cheap clothes. They're not comparable to. Yeah, I heard about the last Burt Reynolds movie.
the last movie star.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it
I haven't
actually
seen
yet.
it either, but
Listen wild for the
What?
wife. Listen wild bit for the wife way. Honestly, after my birthday, and I'm pretty good.
I control the wallet.
Yeah, there's no like
and-
loosen the wallet, Aaron.
Yeah, no. The problem is me. I have loosened the wallet for Aaron a little bit too much.
I don't think so.
Oh. Yeah, like that's the problem. Like Unobstructed is really perfect for us because they have some really good sales. It's just that the risk is. Yeah, I love jazz and classical music, and my favorite female singer is Ella Fitzgerald. I absolutely adore her, and I have never heard anybody who even matches her voice. Like usually, a lot of people, you know, they sound, or at least they, you know, you can see, okay, oh, that person sounds like this other singer from back then. No one has ever come close to Ella Fitzgerald.
What about me in the shower?
Terrible.
I'm terrible. I had the shower. In the shower, maybe like there's enough echo to make it sound good. Malcolm says he's officially inspired to have his wife on the live stream. He's just got to find the key to the cage first. I've seen your wife in one of your videos before. Shipping is problematic. It is so problematic.
It is. Especially right now. Like it's just like I don't feel like we should risk it with. There's already shipping issues. So.
But afterwards, yes, she does. I would gladly say that. And let me tell you something. Any guy that's going to tell you that, that the wife doesn't, he's kidding himself. You're kidding yourself, man. Bjork, I don't know if my better half does. I like some. I don't like all Bjork.
Yeah, no, that's I you know, she's an interesting character, but no, her music was never something that.
Did she do? Who did Crevice Tool? Freaking hated that song.
Laura Jensen, okay.
Hey,
I'll
what's up,
check that
Sanders?
out.
That's me and my better half. She's secretly behind there. No, Aaron does not wear the. Maybe Aaron's not wearing pants now. You don't know, do you? when Aaron sings and leaves the house, yeah, you can be kidding, but you know what, dude, I'm a horrible singer. There's no two ways about it. There's no like, not even joking. Not one of those times when you're like, oh, I'm comically putting myself down. I cannot sing. I'm my only family member that can't, by the way.
Yeah, you can't sing. That's for sure.
No, when I'm drinking enough, I can dance okay though.
Yeah, Depeche Mode is fine. I like Depeche Mode.
Depends on how emo I'm feeling at the time.
Oh,
Depeche Mode is good for like karaoke. How many?
no, they,
I could actually probably sing theirs.
yeah, no, they're not known for their vocals. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
I could probably sing Depeche Mode. I actually sang in a band for one night. That was different.
Popcorn, CD, DVD, lots of money. Yeah,
So true.
very,
Though
very true.
lately I've been feeling a lot, and you can attest to this, a lot less excited about certain things that I would normally be excited about.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm getting a little. What's the word I'm looking for?
Older.
Not older.
Exactly.
Actually, no. I used to. I don't now, and I wasn't very good with guitar. I did play a little keyboard actually, and it was a little keyboard. It was around this big. No, no. I did for a little bit, but I never kept it up. You play piano, right?
Yeah, but that was a chore. It was
Yeah,
not,
it's like me. I could do the theme song, the Murder She Wrote, and stuff like that.
I agree with Denis or Dennis.
Louis Armstrong is a voice
Yeah.
that is like no other. That's true.
Yeah, well, my favorite album is the.
It was a punk band,
there
actually,
were
Ella.
There's a couple of albums that Louis and Ella did together. Well, actually, they're called Louis and Ella, and yeah, I absolutely love them.
And it wasn't my band. I was just like subbing for one night, and I was very young. Yeah, I should shave. I had my head shaved for 8 years. She would never let me do it again
No,
because I showed it on camera, and like I did. I actually showed it here on camera. But I look like a thug. I look like I would come over and take your lunch money. That's what I look.
it's really
Seriously.
a miracle that we're together.
Yeah, I mean, like all things considered, like different parts of the world, like how we how we met, the way that I looked was very different from what you would. Because when I met her, I had a shaved head, I had a goatee, I had this like hemp necklace, earring, big heavy motorcycle leather jacket that I wore like with a hoodie over it. I literally and ripped jeans, so I literally look like I look like a rough character, like to be bluntly honest with you. And I said before, I was in a Walmart. I was taking off my jacket, my leather jacket, and put it into a cart. And there's an older dude like next to me, and he flinched, and I think that's when I thought that okay. But yeah, I haven't had shave for 8 years.
I agree with Jason. Very good. Has a very unique voice. Yeah, true.
I love the Bee Gees.
Yeah,
My dad's a huge Bee Gees fan, actually.
yeah, I like the Bee Gees.
I had this movie that I got rid of. I actually didn't get rid of it. I gave it to my dad. And the reason I did was 'cause it had this great Bee Gees song in it that he wanted. But there was an animal like killing in it. Like not for real, but like it was still. You wouldn't have liked it.
Yeah. I like George Michael. Speaking of voices,
Oh, George Michael, Faith was an amazing album.
everything. I liked one of his latest albums too, where he
Oh,
it was
latest,
like
not
a
anymore.
jazzy.
Oh, he does great jazz work.
No, but one of his later albums was all jazz, and what's that Police song that he sang in jazzy way?
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name of the song.
Oh.
I'm a huge Police fan.
Roxanne.
Oh yeah, I love
Yeah,
Roxanne.
he did Roxanne in a jazzy way. Yeah.
Aaron, no one gets alive. Like, I love the Ramones. Actually, Pet Sematary is one of my favorite songs. I Want to Be Sedated. But now, here's the thing though. Don't get like a live like Ramones record, because they can't sing. You really need, when there's people that, of all the bands that have to be cleaned up in post, Ramones is one of those bands. Because my daughter Mimi, she loved the Ramones, and she'd heard like their studio albums, right? So I got her this like 2-disc live CD of the Ramones, and my God, it was a painful listening experience.
Sgt. Pepper, Lonely Heart Club, yeah.
Movie, yeah, that's Bee Gees, that one.
That was weird.
But it was fun though.
Yeah, I like the Doors too.
Massacre handles, yes. Yeah, I'll tell you. The Doors are I think the Doors are usually one of those bands that you find in college, you know? Like you discover them when Doors is not one of those that you discover in elementary school. Doors is like, it's a college discovery usually. Almost everybody I know that discovered the Doors, maybe not you, but where I'm from, I discovered them in college. That was like it was a college thing.
For me, it was my early teens. And,
really?
Oh my God! And everybody, like all of my friends, were into the Doors, and well, actually, it came. So it is my early teens, maybe mid-teens, I should say, because it was around the time the movie came out. That's I think where a lot of people rediscovered, or young people discovered the Doors. It was when with the Val Kilmer movie.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
I think that's I probably would say that's when it became popular.
Did you like the movie Electric Dreams? It's about the guy that buys his computer, and the computer is kind of like, Love is Love.
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorite songs.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah.
We don't own it, unfortunately. It's one we got to get. Got in junior high. No, like most people where I'm from, actually. Again, I'm from Newfoundland. You know, favorite Beastie Boys album. Was License? Did they do License to Ill? Is that the first one? You know when they did the early stuff, Fight for Your Right to Party, stuff like that. I like that. A lot of people like their later stuff, but yeah, I'm a big early Beastie Boys fan. I also like. By the way, here's a song that. Do you remember? It was this English comedian, Stutter Rap. Look it up sometimes, guys. It's a horrible but fun song.
Yeah, well, see.
I liked what I love about the Oliver Stone Doors film is like Val Kilmer is just, he makes himself into Jim Morrison. He just does such a great job.
Yeah, no, I have no. I'm sure if I watch it today, I would feel the same way as Kubrick for sure. I just saw it. Well, it was my introduction to the Doors, so.
Not Lost Boys?
I watched that movie. No, I watched that movie. Well, I didn't make the connection, honestly. Yeah. But I watched that movie, and then I was like, "Oh, it's about a band. Oh, it's a real band. Oh, okay, so that's what the music is." And then so I discovered it that way.
Actually, you know what? Come think, yeah, Lost Boys was probably my introduction to Doors.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I yeah.
Steve Martin's band. Do you like Steve Martin's band?
Steve Martin as in the comedian Steve Martin?
Yeah, he plays like
banjo. The bluegrass. Yes. I don't mind it. I'm not sensitive to it.
Jason just said something that goes straight to my heart. Falk was another singer not many people talk about. Thank you. I freaking loved Falco. From Rock Me Amadeus, The Vienna Calling, to the one where he plays a stalker. Remember? So good. Rest in peace, man.
I want to answer Kubrick. Yes to all of those, and I'm going to admit something to you.
Here it comes.
I went to the 95 Woodstock revival because I was so much into Woodstock and
They had some good bands play there.
Hendrix and Zeppelin and everybody else. So
Who
when
played?
I heard,
Who'd you see there?
who knows? It was a mess. It was a mess. It was a mess. You couldn't get near anything. People were. There was not enough water. They wouldn't let you get water inside, and then they didn't have enough water, so people were, and it rained, and the mud, and it was a disaster.
I'm sure the original Woodstock had lots of rain and mud probably too, but
They
not
had
to that
weed.
extent.
They had weed and acid and everything else. We had nothing. We didn't have water. I was underage, so it's yeah. So I did go to that Woodstock. I think I was 15.
You died of car crash.
No. Oh, how old was I? I was like 15, 16 or something like that. Yeah. It wasn't good. So that kind of was. I got a T-shirt out of it. That I got. All I can say is that I got a Woodstock T-shirt. It said 94 on it, but hey. So yeah, I do like.
Ed the Dark is a great song.
Yeah. If I had to choose an era to live, that's not with today with the technology, it would have been around 69, 68, 70, like the early 70s. Like
You want to be a hippie? You would have been a good
I would have
hippie.
been a hippie,
Yeah.
yes. And probably died because drugs.
You would.
Which I don't do. I don't do drugs. Never. Just saying. Drugs are bad.
Your mom watches the video. You're like, yeah.
Oh, my mom is not going to watch this video. Wow. That's amazing. And I would have liked to go there simply for the music because the music was just insane. I did. Yeah, there was a movie about. Yeah, I think I did.
Hannah was watching it saying, am I in this film?
Yeah, that was horrible. And I just went there. I went there for one day. We only had tickets for one day, and I think we stayed maybe for like 3 or 4 hours, and we couldn't get any water, and it was just like.
You're like sucking this water thing.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Because you
Water.
have
I
to
gotta
have water.
I gotta drink, man. Wish you could have grown up in the 80s. The 80s was an amazing time where everything was magic.
No, it was not.
I love growing up in the 80s. I cannot deny I liked
Yeah,
it.
I know you liked it. Wow. Yeah, it's
There was a
definitely-
lot of
definitely.
cocaine. I don't know anything about it, but from what I was told, there was a lot of cocaine in the 80s.
Yeah.
One of my roommates in college was like,
Yeah. No, that's why I prefer the 70s, late 60s, early 70s because they had weed and it's okay.
no, Electric Dreams. There's a series like Electric, but there's Electric Dreams is a movie in the 80s. Was like one of the great songs. Love is Love, actually.
Yeah.
Is that message being like held because it's got the word Philip K. Dick? Is that the reason? Somebody mentioned a dick in the channel. What are you talking about? What, Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds. Which one's that? Is that the musical version? I haven't seen it. If it is, I like the TV series War of the Worlds with Jared Martin, who played Dusty Fargo on Dallas. 80s had the best clothes too. I've seen I did see Solar Babies. I didn't like it actually. But that being said, I think if I saw it again, I probably would. I got to see it again.
See? Damn, Ian's sister went to a 90s Woodstock. Yeah, it was horrible. What a disappointment. Like it was because it was a dream to think that they were gonna revive Woodstock and I could actually go. That was such a dream, and man, so disappointing.
Well, I'm going to tell you a concert that I went to, and you get ready to be extremely jealous.
Yeah.
Are you ready? I got to see Gowan. And opening for him were the Spoons.
Wow.
I graduated from high school in '89, so I literally like lived like through the '80s. Gowan's a Canadian singer, Criminal Minds, stuff like that he was really popular back in the day. The Spoons too, they were kind of like a post new wave type band.
I haven't seen. I'm curious about this the world
Musical version.
musical.
Richard Burton is the narrator of the original. Okay.
Wow.
I don't know. But my favorite, you know what my favorite concert I ever went to was, and I got asked this, I think it was on Facebook somewhere like that, and there's no concert that I'll ever go to that can beat this one, for me, and it doesn't matter who comes out. When I was young, when I was a kid, I saw Mr. Dressup in concert.
Aww.
The original Mr. Dressup with Casey and Finnegan, and nothing with my mom and nothing and my nan, and nothing can beat that. I cried when I left. And when my oldest, when she was young, she got to see Mr. Dressup.
Aww.
Unfortunately, my youngest, he was passed before that. Classic rock is uncool boomer stuff. Well, I'm a Gen Xer. In other words, the cool generation. You're a Gen Xer too, aren't you?
I am at the border of Gen X, but I am a Gen X.
Yeah.
I think the what I remember from Woodstock is.
That's right. He did take over the lead singer.
Joe Cocker was the person that played when I was there.
Joe Cocker.
Yeah, and I was mad because we were too far, and it was just a disaster. Anyway, I didn't have a good time.
So,
can you go? Like, I missed some comments. Somebody said something.
Steve Barron.
Above.
Do you want to go back?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the 84 one that you're looking at in your laptop. Asking if you like Nirvana and Lady Gaga.
I love Lady Gaga. I don't like Nirvana. I really, I'm not that. I'm not very, or much younger than Aaron. We have a few years difference.
7, I think.
Yeah, we have seven years difference. But so my late teens, my mid to late teens were I should say no, my early mid, I'd say the decade, my teen years were in the 90s, and I absolutely hated the grunge scene. I just couldn't get into it. So even at the time, I was like, that's not for me.
I had a huge crush, Dungeon, on the bass player from the Spoons, and I was right front and center. So I was really, really excited.
Yeah, a lot of people love, and again, I absolutely recognize that Nirvana are amazing. It's just not my kind of music at all.
Like, I like some of it. It just wasn't my thing. Yeah. I like Smells Like Teen Spirit. That's about it.
Yeah, well, yeah, no. No, because I never related. Like, that's the thing. It's a movement that was absolutely valid. Obviously, people, it's for its time.
It's 90s, a grunge. It's grunge.
It's a grunge.
It's an early grunge.
I don't relate to that. I was fine. I was a happy go-getter. I listened to that music.
You're listening to the electro pop type music, dance music.
Yeah, I was into techno and house music and all the boppy things. I really didn't care about the grunge scene.
Strange Animals is an amazing song. He actually jumped off of the what do you call them? The speakers. He jumped off speakers. Like, they had these huge ass speakers.
Oh yeah, no, it is fine, and I absolutely recognize that. And it's also the fact that I grew up in Morocco, where that was not really, that wasn't it. We were influenced a lot by European, which in Europe it was all boppy and techno.
Well, I grew up in the 80s, which is era pop music, and like new wave, like listen to stuff like Howard Jones and Michael Jackson and stuff like that. So I liked upbeat poppy music.
Yeah.
And I did like some punk, but it was fast and it was.
Yeah, no, we didn't get the punk thing much in Morocco, even
Well, it was definitely rebellious music, that's for sure.
No,
Amps, that's what I'm looking for. Thank you, Kubrick. You know what I'm talking about. Rain's the most days in Seattle. See, there you go. That's why it was grungy.
Yeah. Yeah, in Morocco it's sunny all the time. We would love to have that rain. And even if it rained in Morocco, we would be very happy because
You
would
recently had
want
some
the
rain in Morocco. Your mom well,
yeah,
FaceTimed you.
it's so it makes people so happy that we actually, people. My parents FaceTimed me and sent me videos of the rain.
Actually, Jess asked me if I remember the song "Mr. Vain" in the early '90s. Do you want to know something? Okay, this is going to tell you what I was like in college. I was at a bar at the dance club that I used to go to, and more than one person went to the DJ and requested that song for me.
Yeah, that's actually my teenage years. Mr. Vane, Too Unlimited, like all of those.
I love Phil Collins.
European. I think they were Dutch or something like that. A lot of like weird European techno music. Phil Collins, I liked Phil Collins. Yeah.
Jacket No Required, favorite album of mine. It's really, really good.
What is it? Michael Jackson. Yeah, Michael Jackson. I'm not so much into Elvis, but I understand.
Yeah, Elvis. I grew up loving Elvis.
Yeah. He's really busy creating an Australian online store. That's cool.
Oh, nice.
That is awesome.
Great job, Pinga. I've actually been. She doesn't know this, but I've actually been. There's been stuff that I want and I'm like, things are so expensive now. I've been looking at some of my stuff. And I'm like, do I have stuff that I've got doubled over that I want to sell? And I looked at I got those Jeepers Creepers Scream Factories that are out of print, and I really don't like those movies.
No, Rye. See, for us in Morocco, which hash is well known to be something that's unofficially Morocco produces. So
it's our unofficial import, export.
Yeah, so basically like a lot of my friends and that was like just normal thing to do. But instead of getting into the the Nirvana and grunge stuff, hash smoking people were more into the Hendrix and the Zeppelin, and so more into that. So we didn't really get into that zone of no, not into that.
Your people that you knew, friends.
Yes.
So Rage Against the Machine. My sister loves Rage Against the Machine. I was not a fan.
I'm okay with that.
I like Elvis. You like Elvis movies.
I like the Hawaii ones that nobody likes.
Actually, they're well liked. I like the one nobody likes. Roastabouts. I love Roastabouts. And it's not any real good songs in it. I just love it.
Yeah, again, they're the cheap ones that I know.
Yes, I have the slips. Yes.
The TV. What?
Yes, I have to have the slips for Jeepers Creepers. Yeah. I got them for $1 at the time because I did want to support the director.
Seriously?
I said I didn't want to support the director.
Good, okay.
I said no.
I thought you said you wanted to support the director.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Okay. All right.
Went to dance clubs. No, actually, I had long, curly hair, almost Yahoo Serious style, when I was at the dance clubs. I was older when I had my head shaved. I had a massive amount of Ever watched? I know what's the name? I've watched General Hospital. Ever see Luke on General Hospital? I don't mind Nine Inch Nails. It's more my sister's music though.
Okay.
So you like Nine Inch Nails?
No, I don't.
You don't?
But no. However, my favorite Lynch movie is Lost Highway. And I bought the album because of David Bowie's song I'm Deranged, which I absolutely love. And I got to listen to whatever they called.
Nine Inch Nails.
Yes. And yeah, it's not, I listened to other things they did and I find it oppressive. Not that they're oppressive. the sound makes me a little.
I don't like
nervous.
their music, but I like his stuff that he did solo because it's way different, a lot better.
My main experience is that album from Lost Highways. It's a soundtrack from that, and I didn't mind it. I liked it.
Yeah, and Anthony
But
Gear here.
other things I'm not into. What did you say?
Oh no, he asked me the hair. Said Anthony Gear. Yeah, pretty much like that. Exactly like that. It's kind of an accident. I did a perm in my hair just after I got to college, but it went really tight and curly, and then when it like.
Thank you, Dave, for what you said there. I absolutely agree with you.
Yes, 100%. Clown House should never be released.
Yeah, I love I'm Deranged. I absolutely love that song.
Oh, she likes EDM, yeah.
Yeah,
Big time. Big time. Trent Reznor, yeah, he did a great score on that. Trent Reznor, I think, works better. I like Social Network. And again, it's okay to like. I'm not telling you not to like Jeepers Creepers movies or anything like that. I just like obviously I'd be a hypocrite if I did, because I liked the first movie before I knew the history behind it for sure. But no, I don't like that director. I don't think anybody actually likes the director. No.
Lost Highway. Yeah, it is a strange movie, but
Robert Blake is creepy as hell in that one.
Yeah.
I'm at your house.
Yeah. I just loved it. Like of all of the Lynch's movies, it is honestly my top. And
More
I
than
can't
Mulholland
explain
Drive?
why. Much more than Mulholland Drive. Much better to me.
More than Blue Velvet?
Much more than Blue Velvet. Blue Velvet is straightforward-ish.
It is not.
No, it is.
It's a good movie. I love Blue Velvet.
No, I Lost Highways for me. Lost Highway for me all the way. And plus it has David Bowie singing the song I'm Deranged, so it's gonna be. And I watched it in theaters.
I saw Blue Velvet Theater. That's probably why, right? Too.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Robert Blake is odd.
It is, well, not real. In that film, yes.
I haven't heard that recent cover.
We don't keep up on our music as we should.
Yeah, we're like old.
We're old fogies.
Yeah.
Hind has probably seen the Dungeons and Dragons 3 live action films. I think I've seen one of them.
Yeah, I have actually.
I knew she would. Chris Barnes vocals for some Haunted.
He is creepy.
The Straight Story. That is actually if you want to talk about an underrated film, The Straight Story. It won an Oscar. Straight Story. Richard Farnsworth, right? Richard Farnsworth. Straight Story.
You know, I'm not good with names.
He was in he was the one the adopt Anne in Anne Green Gables.
Oh, okay.
Megan Follows. He's a Canadian actor.
Yeah, Blue Velvet is I think I can say my second favorite Lynch probably is Blue Velvet. And I love Twin Peaks.
Oh yeah, Sunglasses at Night was an amazing hit. I think it was amazing. It wasn't just Canada for that one. Top 3 DC animated films. I don't know. I know that I liked their version of Gotham by Gaslight better than the graphic novel. Actually, I like the ending.
They did a good job. They have great animated movies.
They do.
I liked the recent one with Constantine.
I haven't seen that one yet. The Justice League Dark one? Which one?
Yeah, dark something. Yeah.
There's 2 of those now. And there's a Constantine one.
I just saw the first one. I didn't see the second one.
We had the second one, then we had to bring it back because the kitty got sick.
Yeah, really good soundtrack on Lost Highways.
Dead Silence, incredible film. That's the one about the girl has all those like puppets.
All of Lynch is traumatic to me. Honestly, I think Mulholland Drive was the most traumatic to me, where I was like, "What is going on?" Yeah, that's the one that got me the most.
I can hear Sunglasses at Night in my head right now. Gray Fox is an incredible film. I agree with you. It's Richard Farnsworth, one of his greatest roles. Of course, I think he won the Oscar for Straight Story, if I'm correct, or at least was nominated. But Gray Fox is an amazing film. If you haven't seen it, 100% see it.
Kubrick is asking me if I like Nolan's Batman better than Burton's. My answer is no one has made a good Batman yet that matches the animated series. So I grew up with the Burton's Batmans, but they were still not it. It was not my Batman, and I enjoyed Nolan's Batmans, but again, there's still I can't say that that's my Batman. I can't. So I'm still waiting.
Nominated. Thanks, Roy.
What do you guys think about it?
Yeah, what's your favorite Batman? Like, for me, like...
Do you feel like me that it's not there yet? No one has actually matched the... somebody's saying that I'm correct?
Yeah, the animated series is the greatest. Like, I love the Burton Batmans. I have no word of a lie. But if to put it up against the animated series, you can't beat the animated series. You know what the best Batman film is? Mask of the Phantasm. And that did come to theater.
Yeah.
Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill.
Kevin Conroy is just you can't beat him. And I love the way it was even drawn. They did such a good job. I still haven't. I don't have a Batman yet. I enjoyed all of them, and there's aspects of the character Batman that I liked in each of the movies.
We got me Adam West too. That was nice.
I love Adam West.
Yeah.
I love his Batman too, but but still, it's not Batman. Yeah, Adam West is of all of them I like. Yeah, I enjoyed them. Definitely enjoyed all of them. It's just that I can't say that it's my definitive live action.
Yeah, there's always something like that's just missing. Michael's right. There's always something like you said. There's always something that's missing. Like they get it partially right, and they get messed. Like Chris Nolan, they get it partially right, then they miscast Batman, and they totally screw up like Gotham. And then there's like the Burton movies. There's things to get right, and there's things that they mess up.
Yeah.
With the animated series, spot on, perfect.
Perfect.
Batfleck should have been the ultimate version, but unfortunately, they did fall apart. Speaking French, say.
Je sais pas quoi dire en français. Il faut me demander de dire quelque chose de spécial. Je sais pas.
There you go. I feel like that's a fetish of some sort. You're forced to watch the animated Batman movie, and I gotta say, it was pretty impressive. It is really good. Not seen Batman and Robin. Oh God, it's good and bad. Like you gotta understand. Like you gotta embrace the badness. Chris Reeves, Superman. Yes.
Absolutely. They were cheesy. The stories were not very good, but he was Superman. He was.
The second one is the best. Like I'll say that right now. I know a lot of people are going to go with the first one, but the second one, because when you get those Kryptonian villains being like coming down and being super cartoonish, and there's a sequence that I love where he's like, like I can't believe I thought you were Superman. Like, oh yes, well Lois, that's okay, and he goes and he falls into the fire, and it's like with his hand, so good.
Well, I'm gonna say something that may be a bit controversial.
What is?
Superman is boring.
He's
Superman
not boring.
Is
You just got to read the right Superman.
Character, and even in the animated Superman,
that was good.
He was the least interesting one of the bunch. But Christopher Reeves made him like I believed that was Superman.
I'm going to say something even more controversial. Superman Returns had a great actor for Superman. May not have been the best movie, but Brandon Routh was a damn good Superman.
Because he was Christopher Reeves.
But he didn't. It wasn't a guy that had the. If you've ever seen Routh, and you have, and other things, that's just him. It's not like he's trying to be Chris Reeves. I haven't seen Batman or seen those bat nipples.
Yeah, that was weird. Why start now? Sorry.
I get a copy of all. I do need to get. All-Star Superman would be a good one for her, actually. I'm not big in the Art Craig and All-Star Superman, but it has an amazing storyline.
Yeah,
You would actually like that.
I didn't buy into Dean Cain being Superman either. Yeah.
Yeah, Dean Cain's a problem.
Yeah.
He's like Kevin Sorbo.
No, but even before we knew anything about him, I didn't buy into
There's
that
one-
TV show.
I did, and you know what I liked about that? And I think the one thing that Lois and Clark got right that a lot of later superhero shows got wrong, and Smallville got it right too. Smallville is the one that's done its best. Smallville did it best. If you want to see Superman done best, Smallville. Across the board, best Lex Luthor, Smallville. Michael Rosenbaum. Nobody's beat him. Gene Hackman's great, but has he beat as nobody's beat. No, Michael Rosenbaum he killed it. But people get it wrong. Clark Kent is who he is. He dresses up like Superman to use his powers, but some iterations of Superman have had it being that Superman is who he is, and Clark Kent's a disguise that he puts on. But that's not true, and it doesn't make any sense. So anytime I see that,
I agree with Ryan about Dick Tracy. Absolutely. Oy vey.
I like Dick Tracy.
It was hilarious.
I saw it in theater too.
It was so bad. It was hilarious.
I remember the stickers and everything for Dick Tracy.
Lauren Beatty's Dick Tracy is just weird.
He was a good choice when you really think about it.
Weird. Oh man, yeah.
Met Madonna.
I know.
Oh, Dustin Hoffman's Mumbles. Remember?
Oh my god.
Now they look so great. They look just like they're kind of. There's a movie that needs a freaking 4K special edition. Vinegar Syndrome. Put out Dick Tracy.
Yeah, no, that's not going to be a Vinegar Syndrome, but it definitely can be.
Arrow.
Yeah, it could be an Arrow. Yeah.
Superboy TV series was really good, actually.
Yeah. No, Superman was the most interesting in.
Michael agreed with me on Dick Tracy, by the way. You know what? Also, two underrated like superhero films, or it's kind of superhero films. We got The Rocketeer, which was amazing. The Phantom.
Oh gosh.
I love The Phantom with Billy Zane.
Yes.
And The Shadow.
The Shadow with Alec Baldwin. That was horrible.
I love The Shadow. It wasn't great, but I loved it.
I owned all of these movies on VHS out of a Columbia House membership. If anybody remembers Columbia House.
Columbia House. My first movie from Columbia House was A Shadow of a Doubt out for this guy.
I had Legend of the Fall.
Oh my God, really?
Shadow, yeah. And Dick Tracy. And what was the other one?
I had a bunch of hits.
The Phantom.
I remember getting Waterworld from Columbia House.
Oh God, no, I didn't have Waterworld.
I love that movie.
Yeah, The Shadow. My God.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The Shadow knows.
Yes.
Did you really? Phantom was amazing, Michael. I loved Phantom. What?
Madonna was going to make a remake of Casablanca. Thank God she didn't.
Did you know there's a TV series of Casablanca? With the guy from Starsky and Hutch?
No.
David Soul, yeah.
Oh God.
Did you like the Watchmen and Pixar film The Incredibles? The Incredibles is the best Fantastic Four movie I've ever seen. I like Watchmen. Do you like Watchmen?
I liked Watchmen.
And yes, she does like Umbrella Academy.
I do. I haven't seen the second season yet because I like for things to be over and I like to give myself time to watch them, but I actually really, really like it.
I haven't seen the second season of Doom Patrol yet, but I love the first season.
Yeah. Darkman. I actually like Darkman.
Darkman's the reason I got into art school, actually.
Yeah. And I like Pixar films. But I like hand-drawn animation still, like especially that kind.
I haven't seen Saw yet, and I should still watch that one.
Yeah, like I don't mind them. They're not I didn't grow up with them, so I think they're more important to people that may be younger.
I'm about to say something controversial especially for Jason. My favorite Joker is Jack Nicholson.
Dungeon, I probably still owe quite a bit to Columbia House.
Everybody owes.
Everyone. I think they went bankrupt because of nobody paying them.
Yeah. And they started with the record thing, then went to like
Yeah.
tapes and
I
stuff.
had VHS.
Far From Home, I
I think I
like.
stopped with Drew Barrymore's
Far From Home.
I think I did watch that. Yeah, no, I bought the VHS from Columbia House.
I haven't seen the Watchmen Limited series yet. Actually, Narcoleptic. I'm meaning to check it out. I hear it's amazing, and I know it's like a one and done. So
We haven't seen that. Swept Away.
that's the remake. Like basically, it's like who did the original? Like Madonna's in the because it was her husband did the remake. Her husband at the time did it.
Yeah, I watched both. You know, all of the Incredibles, and I've seen Up, and you know,
Up.
I
for
regret
opening of
seeing that because that was heartbreaking. And
the opening of Up is one of the best love stories of all time,
Yeah,
except for ours.
yeah. No, I like I like Pixar. Actually, Pixar made this short called Pearl
Oh yeah.
that I actually use for my job to talk about diversity and inclusion and all of that stuff. But I found it online. It's on YouTube. It's called Pearl, P-U-R-L, and it's very, very cute. So yeah, if you like Pixar, you might want to see that. It's all about, you know, being friendly and inclusive in the workplace.
I got a Joker hot take.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay.
I take back Jack Nicholson being the best Joker, because you know who the best Joker was?
Caesar.
Oh, he was amazing, but no.
Yes. No.
Cameron Monaghan.
Oh.
Gotham.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Everything that was good about those other Jokers, he just took it and just did his own thing with it and made it better.
Oh, Ernst and Celestine. I haven't seen that. Oh my god, I cried from start to finish with Up, absolutely. And I had no idea what it was about, which was I was mad at myself because, you know, usually I check, but I got into it and then I was like, why am I making me go through this? Oh, it was heartbreaking. I did watch, I think there's like 3 Incredibles now, isn't it?
No, it's 2.
2? Okay, I don't know. We watched all of them. And,
Dean Jones. I love Dean Jones, actually.
Yeah.
Aaron is anarchist.
I like Dean Jones. That's for me. It's Disney. Yeah. He's. What was it? Is it?
He was absent-minded professor too. You know.
Oh.
Like the Flubber and all that. Like in the early Disney
The
stuff.
one was he in the movie about the Dachshund's dog?
I think you dug the Dachshund.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, he was basically the father of all Disney movies.
He did a lot of them. Dean Jones. He was just one of those like kind of likable characters. Oh yeah, like Gotham goes insane. Sometimes neuroleptic, and be patient with it for its first season.
You really have to be patient with it.
In the first season, but like when Cameron Monaghan comes on the screen, yeah, people love it.
I love Ray Harryhausen. Absolutely. That was those box sets.
That's how we found out about Indicator from the Sinbad set.
I was so mad. I don't know if Aaron ever told the story.
Oh yeah.
But what is that company?
Twilight Time.
Yeah, Twilight Time they put out was it Eye of the Tiger?
Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah, and that thing was like super limited, and we missed buying it at the time. Well, I didn't know that it was there until I found it, and it was like hundreds of dollars from scalpers, and I was like so mad. And I'm not a it's your world. You do these collecting stuff, but I'm not all about limiting things so that only a few people can have access to it. That's not, I don't care about that. Cinema should be accessible to people, and I just don't get the limited part. If you're a company, you want to sell it to as many people as possible. If you say that you love this medium, you want it to be, available to everyone. So that's my personal opinion, and I know that you're all collectors and all that, so be kind with me. But I was so mad. And then when Indicator came out and said that they were actually putting a box set, I did not even look at the price. I was like, I don't care what this thing costs. I need it. And we got all of them. So
Yeah, like we love those. We
oh
sat
my
there one.
God, you met Ray Harryhausen. Oh, I'm so jealous.
I almost did too, you know.
Oh man.
At the time, I was.
Oh God, that's beautiful.
He came to Ottawa when I was there. Promoting his book.
Yeah.
Favorite Hitchcock? Well, for me, it's Shadow of Doubt. What's yours?
Favorite Hitchcock? Oh.
More skilled with the swords.
I don't know. What's my favorite shit?
I can't tell you that. I don't know.
Is it 49 Steps?
39 Steps.
39 Steps or something.
Did you like that one?
I like that one.
Yeah. I would have thought you would have said, I'm actually surprised, just because the way it was done. The Man Who Knew Too Much, like the original one, which was a big one too.
Yeah.
Or
I think 39 Steps, just because I watched it as a child, and I never, again, it's one of those movies that I realized I had watched, and it stayed with me, and I watched it later on, and you don't know where it's going. Like you don't know what it is, and you end up, it's a spy movie, really.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, I like that.
Fred McMurray's As Manifest. So you're totally correct, Alan. I got that one wrong.
Mel Gibson is.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Johnny Depp was playing Freddy.
I like Vertigo. Yes, Vertigo is a great Hitchcock movie. Yeah.
I thought that when people were saying that Kevin Bacon could be Freddy, that's what I thought. Better have to kind of get a drink. Vertigo used to be afraid to yourself. Foreign correspondent. Yeah, Family Plot is on disc actually. There's a set called the Hitchcock Masterpiece Collection. I got it, and it's got a lot of his movies, and it has Family Plot on there. Rear Window's really good. Did I accidentally? Right, your Hitchcock Rear Window Psycho message. I tried to unhide it, and for some reason it did the opposite. So I apologize. But I did see your message. They like Hitchcock Rear Window Psycho. Sorry about that, man. I haven't seen Fat Man. It's hard to replace Freddy because basically, unlike the other ones where you can put somebody in a mask, and a lot of times it's stuntman in a mask, with Freddy it is all about character. I think we got Foreign Correspondent too, actually. Family Plot is his last one. It's the last one he made. I actually love the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. My favorite franchise is Friday the 13th. Frenzy is 110% underrated. Riot's my favorite. That's one of my favorites, actually. My favorite Shadow of a Doubt, but Frenzy's high up on the list. I did a Coffee with Aliens episode on YouTube, and we talked about Alfred Hitchcock, and that was one of the films I talked about as being underrated. Kurt Russell did a bunch of stuff. There's was it an urban legend or something that the last thing that Disney said was Kurt Russell?
Did you there's a movie that I always thought was Hitchcock's, but it was not. Charade.
Charade, yeah.
I always thought it was a Hitchcock movie.
It's very Hitchcockian.
Yeah, but to me it was like, oh yeah, that's a Hitchcock movie, and then it wasn't.
They did do an early Hitchcock box set, Ante on with Criterion. They kind of put them all together, I think. Actually, I did a video with a long time ago on the Elm Street series with the remake, I think. I wouldn't really recommend watching it, though. I got to redo it. So don't watch that one. Wait till I do another one. But I'll be doing another one on the remakes.
I like the. Which one is the one that a lot of people don't like? And it's my favorite.
Which one?
The one with the boy.
Oh, Freddy's Revenge.
I like that movie.
That's really good.
Yeah, I absolutely love
And I'll
it.
even go farther. Kim Myers is really good in it.
Yeah. That's another personality that was very, very, very nice to us in the Comic-Con circuit.
Robert Englund. It was such a sweetheart.
So nice.
He
so,
could talk,
so nice.
man.
And did you see that? Like we were in line waiting for him, and this guy was in front of us, and he literally had like 5 or 6 huge grocery bags full of, Freddy's heads and like so many memorabilia, and he wanted him to sign all of them, and he did.
Yeah, and by the way, that guy had not seen a Freddy redemption movie at all. He just bad it for money, and he said that right in the line. I was like, I want to take your head off.
Yeah, but still, he did, and he didn't charge him. Like he just charged him for one thing.
Yeah, he should have.
He signed everything for him. Yeah.
Because I went over and spoke with the girl that played Tina. Actually, she was so sweet.
Yeah, no, they were all nice.
Freddy's Revenge is amazing.
That's my favorite.
Frenzy's the one with Strangler, yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite Elm Street movie.
Hey there, Trini. Phantasm is a good... Phantasm, as you know, Dave, is one of my favorite... Or maybe you don't know. It's one of my favorite franchises of all time. My better half knows that.
Yeah. I don't get them. I don't get the story. The story is weird, but I enjoyed those movies.
They're literally meant to be dreamlike.
Yeah, they don't make sense.
They're not supposed to. That's the thing.
What's the Hitchcock movie with?
With the guy that played the beaver in it?
Yeah.
God, I can't remember it now. We've been doing this for a while. I'm actually gonna like the original Nightmare, Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Happy Valentine's Day, baby, by the way.
Happy Valentine's Day, baby.
I love Dream Warriors, actually. George Romero, Craig said he watched George Romero do the same thing at a convention once. It does not surprise me. You totally gotta look at the Kubrick. You may not like them at first, but Friday 13th does grow on you. Especially the sleazy ones, like Part 5. I made probably the mistake of showing Part 5 of Friday 13th to my better half first. So here's the sleaziest one. It can only go up from here. But I actually do like Part 5. I thought it had a likable cast. And John Shepard was amazing. My favorite Jarvis, actually. But, do you know what time it is? At my longest stream ever. Thank you, Hind. So, thank Hind, guys. At 3 hours and 47 minutes. It has been a blast. Ethel was fantastic. So, I am Aaron. This has been my better half. Let me know. You want to have more of my better half in some of these streams. Let her know. Because we can try and wing that. Because she killed it. I'd say my stream, but honestly, this was her stream. I was the guest on this one. Proud of history. And it really is time for tea. Thank you guys so much. Have an amazing day. Enjoy your Valentine's. Be nice to your better halves, and get some. Go check out the Vinegar Syndrome stuff. Get your better half a romantic Vinegar Syndrome Valentine's Day movie.
Don't do that.
So I would love to let her do the whole channel. I could take a break for a while. See.